lanes are open. They've just cleared some debris out of 44 going west at Elm.
Plenty of sunshine going through our Thursday afternoon. It's a little breezier than it has been, but the winds are from the south, so we're going to jump it up to about 83 degrees. Here comes our next relatively slow-moving weather system. Clouds take over this evening. No rain until after midnight. 65 for the low. Friday, clouds, scattered showers, couple of thunderstorms, 78 degrees. I want to stress this is not a severe weather outbreak coming up, but there will be some thunderstorms around, and there could be some heavy downpours of rain at anytime on Friday. Friday night, fading showers in the evening. Clouds will dominate 54. The weekend's looking pretty good. Saturday, sunny, nice, 76. Sunday, partly sunny and 75. Increasing showers Sunday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got 79 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis, DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Thursday to everyone. Now it's Thursday. It's been Thursday all week.
Finally Thursday.
And I don't know why, because I was off Friday and Monday.
Yeah, you were.
Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Yesterday was
Wednesday was the Cardinals game.
like half day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing to complain about, but I'm complaining. So it's the way it is. The way it is. Yeah, I thought about getting another tattoo. I don't have any tattoos for my dad.
Huh.
And I think I've told this story before, but when we had my dad's funeral, all of his co-workers, he was a union carpenter, and he worked with the same bunch of guys, and he never, there was no Bob or Larry. It was Chicken Hawk and No Balls, and just like, Mm-hmm. And so they came in, and they were crying. And they're like, oh, we're going to miss Sheer Guts. I'm like, I'm sorry. They're like, oh, yeah, that's your dad, Sheer Guts. And I'm like, well, why'd you call him that? I'm expecting some sort of a war story. And they go, oh, every day he complained so much. He would just come up to us and say, boys, I'm just working on Sheer Guts. It's sort of like I said about my grandpa, who's kind of a sack of crap. I think I'm the third generation of sack. I'm a little more active. I'm a little more cognizant of how it comes across. But God, do I love to complain. I just do. I think it's a Glover thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, it's probably where you learned it.
Yeah.
Where you picked it up, and it's probably he picked it up from his dad,
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. Speaking of Glovers, I only have one piece of sound that I want to play for you. It's very short. And I received this from my daughter late last night. I'm sure my daughter was either studying or drunk or whatever. And she said, I was going through my phone and I found this and I thought you might want to hear it.
Is this the mailbox of Miss C.B. Glover? This is your grandma. I'll try you another time, hon.
Hadn't heard my mom's voice for...
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's sweet.
Neat little find.
Yeah.
I also like the way the question's phrased.
Oh, my God.
Is this the mailbox for Phoebe Glover? That's so cool.
I wish we had kept all of her messages.
Really? Because you're all like that?
They were incredible. She was so awkward. And it wasn't like she was a Mennonite. Like, she knew what an answering machine was. Mm-hmm. But she would wait, like, there'd be like 2-minute silences, like in between. Anyway,
she's thinking of what to say.
I guess.
Give her a minute.
I don't go across the McKinley Bridge very often, And
You should try it. I highly recommend.
Today I did. I had to go over to Weber Ford to pick something up, for my Jeep. That thing's going to fall down this week at some point.
No.
I mean, come on.
It's tough. The funny part about the McKinley Bridge, I go over it twice a day, so I experience this a lot, is that you've never seen more cars break down anywhere than dead at the center of that 2-lane bridge.
Really?
It is once a week you are trying to cross that bridge, and there is just a fully stopped car with a person looking very mad outside of it in the middle of one of the lanes of the bridge. And it, of course, makes it very difficult to navigate.
It opened in 1910.
What?
That's what the Wikipedia tells me.
Nothing that opened in 1910 should still be here. Not a bridge.
I mean, it's not some work.
It seems sturdy.
There's bridges in
Cable
Europe.
X not too far
there are
away from
bridges
that.
in Europe that are hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about the bridges in Europe, Dave.
Those bridges in Europe fall once a week.
Well, no, they keep them up so they get updated and fixed. We're slackers.
They don't have cars over there yet, so they just do horses. It's totally different.
It's just foot traffic. Pushing your little cart. Bring out your dead.
Carrots for sale.
I had a nice little moment this morning. I was getting gas at the Amoco station with the big Amoco sign. And so I was getting ready to pull in, and there was a big black sedan half pulled into the parking lot and half in the street. And I could see the lady was talking to someone. I'm immediately annoyed. For the love of God, come on. Just get the hell out of the way. And I pull around her, and I kind of give her a little bit of a mean mug. And I get up there to pump my gas. And then I realize, oh, she's out of gas. And so then me and 2 other guys ran over there and pushed her into a little spot.
Nice.
And everyone was we're all we've been there, man. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
But just, this, a totally human moment, which ended up really nice, but started really crappy because of me. Because I was just annoyed.
Well, I mean, if you think that she's talking on the phone or something and that's the reason for the inconvenience, then it's normal to feel annoyed. You would be a bad person if she was out of gas and you were like, "Oh, this is ruining my day."
You idiot. Yeah,
you went above and beyond to help. That was very nice.
Well, considering the routine, ridiculous stupidity we see on the roads every day for no reason whatsoever, it's not an unreasonable response by you initially.
Yeah, kind of conditioned.
Because, there's one element of things that I think has been extra bad lately, and I don't even know how I would define lately. But just in the last 2 weeks, I've had to avoid 3 accidents from people that are who have red lights while I have a green light, and they just pull out in front of me.
Rach and Andrew almost got
They
hit
just
today.
roll through, and it's not even downtown. This is happening in Chesterfield. It happened out near where I live. It's happened downtown. No, you just roll through your red light like we're supposed to stop for you when we have the green.
Yeah.
Because they're looking at their phones.
Well, do we need, should we just, I know the arguments against red light cameras, but do we have to do something? Because otherwise people are just going to keep causing accidents.
When the ladies, I put in quotes, hit my Jeep and totaled it, talking to all the different insurance people, a couple of times I said, "Hey, how much has texting and looking at your phone affected you guys?" And they're like, "Oh my God, 75% of accidents are that, just people full on." And we see it.
I saw it yesterday on 44. This woman was both hands texting.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
She was kind of
driving with her knees.
Driving with their knees.
her pinkies were kind of
Are you
bracing the
kidding me?
wheel a little bit. And her head was bowed. She was composing her text. And I was like, dude.
It's
and then there
crazy.
was a cop on the far left lane. And I was like, I wish I had a way of contacting him and being like, get a load of this lady over here in the Jeep Wrangler.
I wonder if
So what should
anyone's
we
actually
do?
getting pulled over for that.
What should we do? Do we just that's them? Should we honk at them? Should we,
There was one time I was changing the song on my iPhone, and I shouldn't have been doing what I did. I look up, and there was a woman driving next to me, and she was doing the tisk tisk thing with her pointer finger, and it made me feel terrible.
the problem though is that's going to lead to road rage for some people.
Yeah.
That's going to lead to those. This is,
Well, we've all done it.
But
I've done it.
what's a solution? Because the solution can't be us, because if we do it, it's going to lead to more road rage incidents.
I don't want to be pulled over by the police for looking at my phone. But I don't know any other effective way to stop it other than like a technical thing.
Right.
You know, like we have to blow into something to make sure you're not drunk. Like maybe your phone doesn't work unless blah, blah, blah in your car. I don't know.
Do we have a
sad.
hands-free law in Missouri or no?
I believe we do.
Because I know you do in Illinois. Like you cannot hold the phone up. You cannot do anything like that. And I don't know that they will pull you over for it, but they will definitely tack it on if they see it.
Yeah, I think it's not a primary offense.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think
Maybe
it's
it should
like seatbelts, I guess, right? It's like you'll get a ticket for it, but they're not necessarily going to stop you for it.
Well, I do find I really hope we never get to the point where it's like your phone doesn't work while you're in the car. I'm sorry, that is pathetic. That means that we as a we have failed as the human race if we cannot exert a little bit of self-control and just choose not to do something that could kill ourselves and other people. Like you have to have technology black out what you're doing. That's the only way you cannot look at your phone. That is sad.
I mean,
and if we really are coming to that point, like we need to reevaluate what we are doing here, folks, because this is nuts.
And there's a difference between changing a song, picking up your phone to answer a call or whatever, and sitting there scrolling Twitter while you're driving down the highway.
Right.
Because I will sit there and I'll be next to someone and watch the whole time. They are just scrolling. Like
that's the main thing they're doing.
I've seen people with their TV with their phone mounted on the dashboard with a television show playing.
Yeah. I don't scroll. I'll text. I shouldn't. I do, but I don't scroll.
But mostly, like, when there's a red light, stop. Don't just roll through. Maybe look to see if someone's... Because if I had been looking at my phone in any of those three cases that I was talking about, I would have hit that person. There would have been no way I could have avoided it. But I'm sitting there watching it happen. I'm pulling up, and this person's not stopping even though they have a red light. I can see they're going to do it. If I'm not paying attention, that's an accident. Yeah. Why do I need to be your babysitter? Why do the rest of us who are going to do it right, why do we have to be always looking out for the idiots that won't just pay attention?
Can I give credit on something?
Sure.
We almost got hit like 3 times going to this thing that Rachel and I did today.
Just
and we were,
to the loop?
We were only saved by Rachel's quick reflexes. She reacted very good each time.
Damn, Rach.
She's like a cat.
Yeah, swerving out of the way.
I thought the car was going to flip at one point.
She did a spin maneuver at one point. I've never seen anything like it.
Did you do the driving backwards thing?
No. But no, there was this car. It was merging into my tracks, and I caught it just in time, and I'm swerving out of the way, and I'm just laying on my horn.
Yeah.
And then even when he was driving away, I still kept shame horning.
Absolutely.
And it's like, dude, you got to pay attention. We're
Absolutely.
on Market Street, for goodness sake. Like, it's not like it's a ton of traffic and you're losing track of where the other cars are. Like, no, just do a quick check before you merge. You know how they teach you in driver's ed? Oh, wait, they don't have that here in Missouri.
Right. See, that's why
part of the problem.
Yeah.
I was stunned when I moved here and found out that there's no mandatory driver's training in Missouri. You want to know why people drive like ass? Because they don't know the rules of the road, because they were never made to learn. All they learn is how to start the car, how to put the gas in, how to drive, like the physical part. Why are we that way? It's a pretty important thing. Why do we not want to teach the rules of the road? So now you see people like, I'm going 52 in the left lane because that's where I'm comfortable. Okay, that's not where you belong. The rules of the road are, if you're slow, you stay to the right. If you're faster, you go to the left. And people just, do people just not know?
I don't know.
Because they were never taught?
I grew up in Illinois where we all had driver's ed.
driver's ed.
I'd never heard of no driver's ed until I moved here.
Yeah, I don't know what the justification or the concern is.
There's
in
not
Missouri.
in Missouri. There's no driver's ed.
No, you do. It's
What?
not. It's not mandatory. It
so
exists.
it's just like on the parents to teach.
Yes.
I mean, I taught both Nick and Phoebe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Such as I could.
I mean, there are classes. I had my kid take those classes, but it's not required. So if you don't want to do it, you don't do it.
That's because we have freedom here in the state of Missouri.
Yeah, we're all free to get our cars jacked up by idiots who don't know the rules of the road.
Oh, I have a feeling about this show today.
Do you think
Edgy.
we're all amped? Because I do.
I know one of us is. I had lunch with him.
I mean, when am I not, though?
Oh, you have special days.
No, that's true. There are days where it's a little more. Yeah, no, that's true.
You have special days.
There's a normal amped, and then there's, that's a good point.
Lombardo Rage?
Yeah, Lombardo Homes has a ton of incentives going on during the month of April designed to help you get more from your new home. Go to their website, lombardohomes.com, click on Missouri Homes, check out all the different communities that are available here. You can also do a build on your lot program from anywhere Lombardo, but these incentives, look, they're a really good deal. You could get either like a free finished rec room, a premium kitchen, cabinet upgrades, closing cost savings. Just talk to a sales agent today and see what your options are if you're considering building a home with Lombardo.
Yeah, as you guys know, I also do lives for Gelman. So whether you're looking at an existing home or building a home with Lombardo, we got you covered on both ways. And I think a lot of people, even if they end up going with an existing home, at least think about it. Like, hey, could we build a home within $100,000 of the house we're looking at, or within $50,000, whatever? Is it worth it? What about this? What about that? They're very good at building homes. What they're great at is just being good people. If you call them and say, I'm looking at a house in Sunset Hills, it's $625, here's blah, 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 they will walk you through it. They'll spend time with you. And if at the end of it you go, I think I'm going to Sunset Hills, you'll part as friends. LombardoHomes.com.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps, or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Take advantage of our Mother's Day sale, which starts now. It's our best deal of the year. Save up to 60% off. Visit legacybox.com/radio, and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/radio for 60% off. Legacybox.com/radio.
When my wife and I got married after both graduating law school, we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Ultima had to give me her gas card just to drive home. We never could have imagined that one day we would have the largest injury firm in the world and $25 billion in money collected and counting. As good Catholics, we had 4 children fast. They all work in the firm today. Our family protecting yours. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. But our greatest gift was years away, grandchildren. Today we have 6 and counting. It's the greatest joy that we have ever experienced. I think about them all day long. Our family promises to protect your family should you need us. Call us. It's easy. Visit forthepeople.com. and make sure you hug your grandchildren. God's final gift to us. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Come celebrate our Customer Appreciation Days, April 24th and 25th, and save up to 10 to 20% on trees, shrubs, annuals, tropicals, perennials, houseplants, and more. KMOX will be live on Saturday. Visit ChesterfieldValleyNursery.com for more details.
Working full-time but still falling behind? Learn how real estate education can help you build income and get ahead on your terms. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 122. Attorney Brad Young will join us at the bottom of the hour. What else we got? We got just some Ricky Horton. We have Stewie coming in. Janelle's going to come in, talk about entertainment. Mike Elam. Yeah, we'll probably let him come in. He'll be in at 4. Hell, he's probably already here.
I was waiting for it.
He's probably already here.
He's got his buds in the building. He likes to come in early and chill.
Yeah.
He's always hobnobbing with people out there.
He's a knobber, man. He
Wow,
loves
don't
the
say-
hob the knob.
Don't say it like that.
I'll say it how I mean it, Wheels.
The one British listener we have is like,
I was going to say in England, I think that means something else.
He's a what?
I think it means the same thing in St. Charles County.
I think it does. It's translatable, yeah.
I saw something interesting today. I'm not a big drinker, as you know, but I saw that drinks at restaurants are so expensive that adults in mass have started pre-gaming, like Phoebe and her friends do, where you go to someone's house, you drink cheap, you get liquored up, then you go out and you have a couple of $17 Tito and tonics.
I mean, it makes sense if you're trying to save money.
You could just stay at home and keep doing that.
People like the limelight.
Now, in fairness, when you're in college, the whole point is being out. Like, I guess I'm not really talking about college students. I'm thinking more of like normies. But it makes sense. If you're going to do it, why would you quadruple your cost?
Yeah, I just think it's
Think about tailgating at a football game,
I
right?
think
You go to a football game, you bring your beer, and then you go in and maybe you get another one or two, but you don't get the 6 that you're having the whole time.
It's interesting to me that we're seeming to change our routines.
Yeah.
Like we have
the economy is not.
No,
The economy is not kind to the average person.
and we seem to have realized it and said, I don't care what anyone says. Trump, Hakeem Jeffries, this isn't changing. This is where we're at right now. So
Yeah, I mean, I can only speak for myself. Like I said yesterday, my dollar does not stretch nearly as far as it used to. There are many, many elective things that I no longer do. I cannot afford to do them and feel good about myself, Like, I guess I could make it work, but I would like to save money too.
Yeah,
And things are just really expensive. So people are being choosier about what they want to go do. Like, they still want to go have experiences, but it makes total sense to me that you would want to have a couple drinks at home. If you're a heavy drinker, you want to have a couple drinks at home before you go have that socializing aspect of it.
Well, I mean, the problem, right, is that, okay, costs go up, so you have two choices. You either cut back or you need to make more money. Well, make more money is not just an automatic thing, right? Because how are the billionaires supposed to make their money if we make more money? I mean, so much of the policies around taxes are built towards wealthy people who help write those policies. We're never going to get that benefit until we change how we vote. I mean, it's not, what is it now? Is it like, I think in the last 50 years, I think we said it yesterday, like the percentage of wealth that's concentrated at the top is growing, and it's continuing to grow, and it's been growing for 50 years. If you go back to the golden era in the 1950s and 60s, the gap was almost non-existent. There wasn't a huge gap between the executive class and the middle class. And now it's eons. It's separated by distances that would be measured in space. I mean, so if we're going to keep letting that happen, this is going to continue.
what could we do?
Close tax loopholes. Just close them all.
Yeah, but is that gonna have me getting paid more here?
Well, no, but the point is, like, if that puts more into things that the government could, like healthcare or whatever, we can save on that. Businesses could save on that. I mean, when you were out,
And
Dave,
so
we
then
played.
they're
We
gonna
played
turn around and give me a raise.
Well, when
they're not gonna do that.
Well, no, but there's more going to services, which means we have to spend less on other things. So that would be a savings. So as an example, I mean, when you were out, Dave, I mentioned this story. Warren Buffett was speaking at a panel. He was speaking at an event talking about taxes, and he said his company. So I think this was in 2024. So he was referring to 2023. His company paid $5 billion in taxes, Berkshire Hathaway. And he said, I'm happy to write that check. We are benefiting from being here. We get all these great benefits. He said, if I'm paying that check, that means I'm making a whole lot of money too. And he said, if 800 other companies simply paid what they should pay in taxes, 800 out of the thousands and thousands and thousands, the top 800, no American would need to pay taxes. It would cover everything.
What if he's crazy?
I mean, Warren Buffett. I mean, again, if this were coming from some politician, I might side eye it. But Warren Buffett is one of those people, and he's brilliant, and he's honest, and that's the thing. We don't have the will to do it.
Although we are strangely protective of billionaires.
We are. It's crazy.
Yeah. Your average person out there, there's some listening right now who are ready to call in and say, hey, You don't tell another man how much he can make and keep.
But they tell us how much we get to make and keep by the policy that they dictate.
I think a lot of that comes from back in like the 80s, like the Reagan years, when we kept being told like trickle-down economics is the future
it ain't
of
trickling
economics. And that has just been proven since day one to not be a real thing. There's no such thing as trickle-down economics.
No.
If you give a billionaire more money, he puts it in his pocket. He doesn't give it to people that he sees on the street.
Right. And when we get money, we spend it because we need to spend it.
Tell you guys about Mike at Michael's Baths. Mike wants you to know that his company is small. He's not bath fitter. He's not 3-day kitchen and bath. But they don't focus on, we're going to do 30 jobs this month. They may focus on, we're going to do 10. And the difference is on any given job, you're going to have more focus. You're going to have more attention. They're not going to be coming and going and working for 2 hours and leaving and see you for another couple hours tomorrow. That's not how they do it. They bid your job. They answer all your questions. You say yes. They say, great. How about, X day? They show up. They do it. They continue to answer your questions. They use all made in the USA products, all local people trained by Mike himself. And they're 30 to 50% less than the big national companies I just told you about. If you're a disabled veteran, you can get this benefit, this bathroom for free because of a VA benefit. 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
Breezy winds from the south will boost us to about 83 for the high today with plenty of sunshine. Clouds take over quickly this evening. Some showers breaking out after midnight, 65. Friday, clouds, scattered showers, couple of thunderstorms anytime on Friday. Could be some downpours of rain, but this is not a big severe weather outbreak by any means. 78. Fading showers Friday evening, Saturday sunny and 76. Sunday partly sunny, 75. We have another shot of rain moving in Sunday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaid spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Don't miss the Route 66 Centennial Festival at the Missouri History Museum, April 30th through May 3rd. Bring back memories of the Mother Road's stunning natural scenery and roadside attractions, and explore its complex history and impacts on communities across the region. Featuring a concert by Sweetie and the Toothaches, a classic car show, neon display, food trucks, lectures, kids' crafts, and more. All activities are free. Schedule at mohistory.org/festival.
Let's talk about Air Medical memberships. In an emergency, you don't choose who transports you. Dispatch sends the closest, most appropriate aircraft. Here's what matters: speed, skill, advanced care. Like critical care crews trained for the toughest moments. Like onboard blood that can make the difference between life and death. Arch Air Medical Service delivers life-saving air medical care across Effingham and surrounding communities. When you call for help, we bring hospital-level care to you. Plus, we're part of Air Methods, the nation's largest air medical provider. And about the cost, the No Surprises Act protects patients with private health insurance from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. You're only responsible for your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. Medicare and Medicaid patients have similar protections. No surprise bills, no balance billing, no membership required. Because when it's your life on the line, what matters isn't membership, it's medicine. Learn more at airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. If you're enjoying the music today, it's Rachel Zimmerman Day. I'm enjoying the music today, Rach.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Attorney Brad Young joins us. Hello, Brad.
Hey, Dave.
So before we jump into cases, Andrew tells me you wanted to jump in on that last topic.
I do. Any discussion of taxes isn't really about dollars and cents. It's about fairness. It's about who pays what and how is that fair, okay? Just to put that into perspective. But according to the most recent tax data from the IRS, which is from 2023, the top 5% of wage earners paid 60% of all income taxes.
Yeah, but they got 90% of all the money.
And that's relevant. Why? I mean, look at this.
So when we talk about the golden era, Brad, of when things were great and the middle class was strongest and this country was strongest, how were those gaps in taxes and what was the tax rate and how was it spreading across classes?
We're in the golden era now. The middle class has grown over the last 20, 40 years, and it's grown at the expense of the lower class. The lower class has gotten smaller. The middle class has actually gotten bigger. I mean, look at this. The top 1% of wage earners
hold on, Brad.
26% of all income taxes.
How is
that not fair?
Brad, how has it grown?
How has it grown?
51% of Americans are, quote, middle class right now. In 1971, it was 61%. So how has the middle class grown? We're talking about rates, not numbers, because the population has grown.
That's true. The population has definitely grown.
Okay.
But the so-called lower class has actually gotten smaller.
Well,
and when you look at the numbers here, let me throw out a couple more numbers. Again, they're relevant to your discussion because you're kind of taking one side of this, and I want to provide
I am.
the other
I'm
side.
taking the side for normal people. Yeah.
No, you're taking the side for progressivism, which calls for greater taxation on the rich. But look at this. The top 1% of all wage earners paid 38% of all federal income taxes.
And
how is that not fair?
How much
How is
do
that
they
not
make?
fair?
How much is their income?
It doesn't matter. What matters is that it does not.
We all
The
pay
1%
taxes based on how much we make.
That's right.
My
and
tax
that's
rates
why,
go up and down based on how much I make in a given year. It's a rate.
right.
It's not just a
Kevin.
percentage of the total.
Kevin, and that's why the top 1% make a lot of money, but the top 1% has paid 38% of all federal income taxes.
And they make, and how much of the wealth do they own?
Yeah, owning wealth doesn't matter. Our income tax is all based upon what you earn. That's why for decades the Kennedys paid almost no income taxes because they had wealth but not income. And so that's a completely different argument. But listen, I used to say this when I had my show on Wednesday nights. People would call up and say the rich aren't paying enough. I'd say, okay, great. Tell me what's the fair share? We always hear the rich aren't paying their fair share. And so I always say, okay, what's the fair share? And that's a moving target. Every year that target goes up. In other words, whatever the rich are paying today in taxes is never by definition their fair share, but that fair share is never identified as a percentage, because if you give that percentage, then in 5 years you're going to want to increase it. That's the problem I have with these conversations.
Well,
so I'm going to ask you, Kevin.
I think it's pretty simple.
I'm going to ask you, Kevin. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
What is a fair share?
That
Tell me.
Jeff Bezos pays the same effective tax rate that I do.
Well,
that's what should
interesting.
happen.
That's interesting because, again, I'm looking at IRS
So what's the
data.
argument against that?
The IRS data, the bottom 50% of all taxpayers, hear me out. I know statistics are hard, but hear me out. The bottom 50% of all taxpayers earned 12.3% of all income in the United States. The bottom 50% earned 12.3%, but they only paid 3% of the taxes. So they earned 12% of all income. That includes the Jeff Bezoses, the Warren Buffetts, the Bill Gates. The bottom 50% of taxpayers earn 12% of all money, and they only paid 3% of taxes. How is that not fair?
It's not. And again,
it's completely fair.
It's
completely fair,
Brad. So
Kevin,
you think
I'm giving you the numbers,
you
man.
think it's totally normal and fine that someone that is at the top of the chain, Bezos, Musk, whatever, that they pay a lower effective tax rate than you and me? You think that's totally fine?
They pay the tax rate based upon what Congress says. But listen,
that's not the question. The question is, do you think that is a just policy?
I think
that the richest people in the world pay less in effective taxes than we do.
No, and that's untrue.
It's not true.
I just told you that.
It's not true. Okay, because we're allowing them to have the loophole. Because Jeff
the top
Bezos doesn't take an income from the company. Elon
a
Musk
lot of
doesn't take an income. What they do is they borrow against their net worth, so they don't have to pay income taxes. So that's how they get around it. So it's a loophole.
No, it's not a loophole. Our entire system, it is not, Kevin. You know, a lot of this is
it's a system that I can't take advantage of. I can't get a 1% loan to live like a billionaire, even though I don't have billions of dollars.
Right, because you can't borrow against stuff you don't have. It's just that simple.
I understand, but we're allowing them to take the system instead of taking an income and counting it as income. Well, you'll just take these things that are as valuable as income, and then you can turn it into cash with low interest rates, and you can get around paying income taxes that way.
Yeah, because we don't tax wealth, we tax income. Look, a lot of this is like arguing with my wife. You know, I lose every argument with my wife, and you can say I'm losing this argument to Kevin, and I'll tell you why. Because Kevin's arguing emotion, and I'm arguing facts.
I'm arguing the same thing, Brad, that Warren Buffett has argued.
That's
is
right.
Warren Buffett arguing emotionally, or is he telling the truth?
No, whenever you're in the top 5% or the top 5 people on the planet in terms of wealth, of course you're all for increasing taxes on the wealth because you don't care.
Brad,
he's not giving a balanced argument here. And the argument is, and I just showed it to you, if the bottom 50% of all tax earners, that's everybody who makes the bottom 50%, earn 12% of all money, but they only pay 3% of taxes, that's fair in their favor.
For people, because you're not weighing it out, because the people at the very bottom pay nothing because they don't make enough. And those people that don't make enough are barely getting by. Those are the people that need government assistance. And if we close some of these gaps, maybe we don't have to have so much government assistance. And I'm sorry, but I will trust Warren Buffett saying, quote, the wealthy are definitely undertaxed relative to the general population. I will take his word over almost anyone's.
Well,
because he's in that seat, and he knows.
Let me jump in here for a second. It's interesting to listen to this debate because Kevin is famous on the DGS for arguing, yes, loudly, but arguing facts and statistics. And in fact, just earlier this week, Andrew was arguing with Kevin. He's like, oh, great, here come the statistics. And now it feels like the shoe's on the other foot. Like, what is it about Brad's numbers or facts that you do you think he's wrong, or you just disagree with the way it is?
We're talking about different sets of numbers, right? Because when we talk about the bottom 50%, you break it down into smaller percentages, and then you see that actually the people that probably wear it the most are people we would think are pretty wealthy, but they're not super wealthy. They're the ones getting the biggest kicks in the teeth.
Like me.
Yeah, you're in that group, or people that are making a few $1,000,000 a year or whatever. They're the
Not
ones.
me.
If you take a professional athlete as an example, those guys are probably getting the biggest kick in the ass of anybody in the country because they make a lot of money, but they don't make so much that they can take advantage of the loopholes in the system for the wealthier people. So, yeah, I bet a baseball player that loses 60% of his income, he's probably paying a lot more than he should. And that's partly because the guys that are way up at the top don't. And the people at the bottom just don't have anything. So, of course, they're not paying taxes on something they don't have.
And do we both agree, you and Brad, that it's not that the high rich people have an effective lower number? It's that they do this thing, like you said.
It's both.
Where they live off of what they own, not what they bring in.
Well, I mean, it's very clear that that plan of living is done to avoid income tax. Right?
Yes.
So we leave a loophole open so they can say it's not income, and it's not by definition. I agree. But I've listened to so many people like Warren Buffett talk about this issue. And that's a severe shortage of revenue for the United States, which is, again, that goes towards roads. It goes towards health care. It goes towards Social Security.
That's just wrong. That's just wrong,
not.
Kevin, and I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because corporations never pay taxes, and there's a reason for that. Every penny that a corporation pays in income taxes, all they do is transfer that to the cost of goods and services. So at the end of the day, when corporations pay more money in income tax, we just end up paying more for goods and services in order to pay for those taxes, and it all comes out of our pocket eventually.
So it's exactly
anyway.
like tariffs, but yet.
Yeah. It is exactly like tariffs because we end up paying
Right.
for it. That's why
So
this
then
thing
at
is a
some-
mirage. Let me finish. This thing is a mirage when you argue corporations in this country aren't paying their fair share. Corporations never pay income tax, and so it's a red herring argument to say
Well,
that corporations should be paying more
so-
in taxes because all they're going to do is raise our prices on goods and services.
So you're telling me that Warren Buffett's either wrong or lying?
I think that Warren Buffett is old and rich and doesn't have to think it through because he's one of the top 5 richest people on the planet.
Come on.
No, that's
He's
exactly it.
He's one of the most brilliant businessmen of modern times.
Yeah, but listen.
And you're telling me that he's just making it
Wheels,
up?
Can I ask, why do you believe Warren Buffett, but you wouldn't believe Jeff Bezos? What's the difference? Is it because you personally like Warren Buffett? Because you keep bringing him up as
Yep.
like this gold
Yep.
standard, and it's like, but what if I don't care about Warren Buffett?
Because he's not arguing in his own self-interest.
But that doesn't
And
automatically
to
make
me,
him
when
correct.
someone's arguing against their own interest, it lends credibility to it because they're willing to put themselves on the line. Wouldn't you guys look at that for anything?
No,
Just
there
about
are plenty
anything.
of situations in politics where you're like, I don't understand why that person is taking that stance. They're arguing against their own interests. It doesn't make me think they're more right when it comes to politics.
If they had the background that one of the most successful people on the planet did, I would give it a lot more credence.
Can we go to separate corners and come back for another segment, Brad?
Brad, we should go on a dinner date.
Oh, I would love that. As long as we get chicken wings. I want to get chicken wings with you, man.
Let's do it.
Get ready to laugh out loud, St. Louis. The outrageous Broadway hit Spam-A-Lot is riding into the fabulous Fox Theater May 5th through the 17th. From the twisted minds of Monty Python, this Tony Award-winning musical brings you killer rabbits, dancing knights, and non-stop hilarity. It's the legend of King Arthur like you've never seen it before. More information can be found at KMOX.com/events.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Tell you about Michael's Flooring Outlet, and I really do feel kind of silly when I do lives from Michael's because I can't do the math, but basically 12 a month for 25 years. You guys, if you listen to the show much at all, you know Mike. He has 3 locations. He went into the flooring business, as he told me, because, Dave, I'm not a rocket scientist. The flooring business is simple, not easy. No business is easy, but it's simple. You know, you got here are the name brands, Coronet, and you have your entry line, you have your middle of the road line, and then you have your luxury line. And I'm making these numbers up completely. So he pays $5 a square foot, and he charges $7. The other guys charge $9. That's just the way the business goes. He charges less markup on his flooring than anyone else in town. He's a great guy. He has great installers who work for him. Just mention the DGS when you walk in. And as I always say, watch the red carpet roll out. MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug! Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey! Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me, 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Right now, inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake up the markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs, so this is not the time to just hope it works out. That's why Steve Auld and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, May 6th and May 7th. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines may impact your returns, and whether your retirement strategy is truly stress-tested for today's economy. This event is complimentary, and you must reserve your seat today. 636-230-8824. You can also get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX. Attorney Brad Young is our guest. He's with us a couple times a week. And we're having an intellectual wrestle royale between Kevin Wheeler and Brad Young. The stream has been more active than I've ever seen the stream.
So, Brad, on the stream, we're both either extreme idiots or brilliant geniuses. We're both. So we, I guess it's a tie.
My favorite, my favorite comment on the stream during all that was he's just a blowhard with short man syndrome. And I'm like, well, you're going to have to be more particular than that.
That's me. That's me. I will cop to the short, and I will cop to the blowhard.
Before we move on to another topic, or I hate to say it, but are there any last summations? Anyone want to get one more shot in?
No. Well, I want to mention one other thing about taxing wealth, income versus wealth. If we had a system in our country that taxed wealth, here's how this would impact the middle class. If you had a home that's worth $300,000 and all of a sudden over the course, because real estate goes up, then your house is worth $400,000, your taxes would go up based upon your wealth, even though you've not realized that wealth if you're living in your house. And that's in essence the logical problem with taxing wealth. Now you may say, oh, with billionaires, it's a different story. Okay, so let's craft it where if you have a net wealth of greater than $1 billion, then you can pay income based upon wealth. The problem with that then is that people would then move that wealth overseas because they have the ability to do that because, hello, they're rich. And then all of a sudden now you're removing resources from our country that could be used for good in our country, but now those are parked in a bank account in the Cayman Islands because of trying to avoid wealth tax.
Well, those aren't doing us any good now because they're just sitting in a bank or sitting as stock somewhere else. I think part of the problem is we'd have to come up with a definition, of course. They would have to be much more detailed than the simplicity that we can talk about on a 10-minute radio segment or whatever. But, when I look at You use the Bezos example because it's been famously reported. It's an easy one. That between 2014 and 2018, his effective tax rate was 1%. If you make $100,000, your effective tax rate is 17%. That difference is not okay. And we have to work through how it works and the details. But if you want to know why there are so many people that don't have enough, and the country is we're always running a budget deficit, we can't pay for things. Well, part of it is we spend on stupid things. That's part of it. But like as a household income, when you're struggling, you either cut back or you make more. Or you do both. And we refuse to do both.
That's right. In fact, we do neither.
Yeah, that's a good point. We don't. That's why the debt is what the debt is. Yeah.
That's right. We do neither. We don't cut any spending.
Right.
And yet at the same time, we take opportunities to not increase our revenue.
Yeah.
So our country does neither.
But who calls the shots, Brad?
Yeah, well, the elected officials.
Who calls the shots, Brad? Who puts them in office? Who pays for elections? Who gives them the war chest? Yes.
The wealthy.
So the people that have the gold make the rules. That's what it is.
Right. But no matter how you change the rules, the people with the gold will always make the rules.
Well,
that's the unfortunate reality.
Right. Until we all figure out that we have to actually participate and not just go with what's in front of us, then yes.
Only couple minutes left.
Hey, all right.
Brad, why are we buying Spirit Airlines?
Oh gosh, that's the most colossal, idiotic. Listen, if we've ever learned anything from the idea of communism, it's that governments don't know how to run businesses. And the last thing, even though I can see the attractiveness, the shiny little twinkle of saying, "Hey, we have an equity interest in Spirit Airlines, and the government's going to be making money on that." While that sounds great and interesting, the reality is that governments are clueless about how to run businesses. And if you give an equity stake to the government, then the government's going to have a say in how that airline is run. And look, how well is Congress running right now? That tells you how they would be running a business, and it's colossally a bad idea.
Anyone else have thoughts on that?
No, that's a fascinating thing, isn't it? I thought that was like governments owning companies was a kind of politics that we don't like.
Very quickly, Brad, like less than a minute, the downgrading of the seriousness of cannabis.
I think this is a great thing. I'm not even a proponent of marijuana. I've never smoked marijuana, but this is a good thing because
there's your problem.
Basically, marijuana.
He did not
flag
inhale.
The tape. Yeah, flag the tape there. But no,
got a couple of non-potheads having a fight over here. It's no good.
But marijuana could have lots of medicinal purposes that we don't know about because we've been afraid because of Reefer Madness in the 1920s, which is a great movie, by the way. I love that movie, Reefer Madness. But we've been so afraid of it that we've never studied it. And so I'm thrilled that this is now going to down to what's called a Schedule 3 drug, which means it's still legal, but now research can be done on it. And who knows what we might find.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Brad. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Chicken wings soon.
Chicken wings. Count on it.
Tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct. If you are looking for a sexy company, a fun company, I love that jingle, I love that actor that they hired and he pretends that he doesn't know how Windows work, go somewhere else. That's not this company. This company reminds me of a company from like my childhood. No shenanigans, straightforward. They take what they do seriously. They focus on the people who make the windows, the craftsmen. They focus on the people who install the windows and on you, the people who buy the windows. And that's it. They always have a deal. Right now, the deal is buy 2 windows, get 2 for free with no limit. So 50% off, basically. 24 months with no interest and no payments. So 2 years to enjoy your windows before you pay a dime. $500 bonus off your total home improvement project. They're nice people. They're great at what they do. 314-334-2522, universalwindowsdirect.com.
A new game day favorite is coming to Busch Stadium on Saturday, April 25th, when the Cardinals host the Seattle Mariners. That day, fans take home a Victory Blue Cardinals crewneck sweatshirt presented by Purina, a light and easy style that's perfect for spring and designed to fit right into your everyday wardrobe. Available in medium and extra large while supplies last. A limited look you'll want to wear again and again. Tickets and info at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Jose Fermin. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
Every Sunday home game is a Kids Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fredbird and games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family favorite activities. Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/KidsSunday.
Everything you knew about reaching customers online is being rewritten. Time to rethink your approach. Outcomes from Viant finds real customers, not impressions, not clicks, customers. Our AI maximizes every dollar of your budget against the outcomes that matter most and proves it happened. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Your bathroom should feel less routine and more daily escape. At Michael's Baths, they can transform ordinary bathrooms into a beautiful, comfortable space for homeowners across St. Louis and surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls. If you love the look of stone without the upkeep, you're going to love this. Sleek, durable, designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call Michael's Baths today and schedule a free consultation. 636-775-0800.
Hey, Missouri, it's game time. Start betting like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high limits, player-friendly pricing, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie at circusports.com. The action starts now, Missouri. Experience the difference with Circus Sports. Bet like a pro.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it is windy. Right now, 80 degrees downtown at the Arch. The Missouri Senate passes the state budget for the fiscal year 2027 beginning July 1st. On higher education, the Senate reversed the House's proposal to fund universities based on their enrollment. Clay County Democratic Senator Maggie Nurenberg says that would have devastated her alma mater, Truman State University.
It would have cut the funding for Truman State from about $51 million down to $23 million a year.
It also would have slashed Harris Stowe State University's funding by 40% and Lincoln University's by 38%. The proposed $50 billion state budget now goes back to the Missouri House for more work. President Trump says the clock is ticking when it comes to ending the war with Iran.
The president said the media are wrongly reporting he is anxious to end the war. Trump posted, "Please be advised that I am possibly the least pressured person ever to be in this position. I have all the time in the world, but Iran doesn't." The president added Iran's Navy, Air Force, anti-aircraft, and radar weaponry are all gone, and so are Iran's leaders, while the U.S. blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is what he called airtight and strong. Trump also said he will only make a deal with Iran that is appropriate and good for the U.S., its allies, and the rest of the world. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Wildfires in the southeast are burning thousands of acres and forcing residents to flee.
Wildfires are tearing through areas of Florida and Georgia, sending smoke that's blanketing cities hundreds of miles away. Governor Brian Kemp declared a state of emergency for 91 counties in South Georgia, where the two largest fires have destroyed more than 50 homes and forced hundreds of residents to evacuate.
I've got bags under there. You can take them bags, all right?
Denise Stevens was grabbing a free meal at the Twin Rivers Baptist Church in Hortense, Georgia.
I don't know if I still have a house standing or not.
Pastor Rusty Bryan says they're doing what they can to help.
We had somebody say, hey, let's do something, and we just started cooking.
Officials say the wildfires are being fueled by strong winds, drought conditions, and fallen debris still on the ground from Hurricane Helene in 2024. I'm Jennifer King.
March Madness is traditionally one of the biggest betting events nationwide, but how did Missouri's online sports betting do? Mike Lira, Executive Director of the Missouri Gaming Commission, says
the numbers will be north of $2 million we received from the month of March. It's not official yet. We're still fine-tuning those results. So obviously it's not quite, but almost twice as much as we received from February wagering. So obviously March Madness had an impact.
Lira tells MissouriNet the state is meeting expectations in year one, with online sports betting projected to generate between $25 and $30 million in revenue. The Dow from Stifel is down 236 points to 49,253. Some road work on Lindbergh going south at McDonald Boulevard. A crash on 44 going east at 141. That's got the left lane blocked there.
Breezy winds from the south will boost us to about 83 for the high today, with plenty of sunshine. Clouds take over quickly this evening. Some showers breaking out after midnight, 65. Friday, clouds, scattered showers, couple of thunderstorms anytime on Friday. Could be some downpours of rain, but this is not a big severe weather outbreak by any means. 78. Fading showers Friday evening. Saturday, sunny and 76. Sunday, partly sunny, 75. We have another shot of rain moving in Sunday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call them for a free estimate today. Now offering 20% off your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck. ChesterfieldFence.com. We've got windy conditions. It's 80 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
And our conversation with Ricky Horton is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings Experience at Westport.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Time to talk to our pal Ricky Horton. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Dave. How are you today?
Not too bad. How was the road trip for you guys? Not so much. I mean, we know what the team's record was, but how did it feel?
It was actually, well, it was warm. Let's put it that way, because we went to Houston and Miami. But I mean, the weather was great. You know, the ballparks were very different. You know, like so. You know, I get a lot of my energy from the crowds and the noise, and it's a very quiet park in Miami. And I'm not picking on them; it's just the way it is. And so you kind of have to bring your own energy. I said that about the players, but that's really true of us. So it's kind of a little more work actually to work in a beautiful place like Miami when you're doing baseball. But honestly, I think the whole road trip, you win 4 out of 6. Road trips are never all you hope they could be, but they're often better than what the worst case scenario was too. So win 4 out of 6, I'd take that.
I mean, you do that all year long, home or road, you'll be doing okay.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah,
you bet, 100%.
Let me get sappy for a second, because I'm sappy, and I was thinking last night. It might have even been listening to Matt Pauley, and he said something about, oh yeah, we take another series, or we lost a series, whatever it was, and I thought baseball is so much like life. In that life, to me, is not analogous to a game. That's too fast. But like 162 with all these series, and life seems to be broken into series. Like if you look at Phoebe's College as a series, we haven't played the last game yet, but so far doing pretty well.
Right.
She's having a great time, getting fine grades. I think we're going to win this series. Then there are other series that you lose, and you're like, okay, we got to go on to the next one. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that at all. And I have a suggestion. If you're going to say that about yourself, instead of saying sappy, say philosophical. It sounds way cooler. I mean, because that's really what
I'm a slave to accuracy.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd just try to give you some marketing there. See, because I have to find a better word for corny, because that's what I am. And like, but I don't care. I guess we're just comfortable with who we are, Dave. That's the way it is.
I guess so. Wheels, take it away.
It's a fascinating way to look at it. And Ricky, when you look at the beginning of the year, when we started spring training, if we had said, hey, after 24 games, you're going to be 14-10, I think we all would have said, sign me up. That's a pretty good thing for a team that's kind of transitioning the way the Cardinals are. And there's a lot that's been good. There are things that need to get better, and they will flip places at some point. But, boy, I've been looking ahead, and I know we can do that, and the players can't. Players and coaches, they got to stay on task with what's next. And, that's going to be the Seattle Mariners tomorrow night. But, boy, you look ahead, this next 40, 45 days is loaded with good teams.
Yes, 100%. So I'm going to go back to what Dave said. I mean, I'm going to stretch that analogy in saying we're basically living a story, and the story starts in spring training. Actually, starts before then. And I always say that if you don't really catch a little bit of what's going on in spring training, it's like not reading the first chapter of a book. I mean, you've got to know kind of where you start as you think about where you're going to finish, and then you're going to have ups and downs. In the middle chapters, you got to have a villain somewhere. You got to have some chapters where you kind of go, oh no, what's going to happen next? And you got to have tension. Every good story has tension, has celebration, has character development, which is what our job is to do, to develop the characters that are involved in this story. And I think that I think it's analogous to what Dave said about life. It's a story that's unfolding, but the next couple of chapters are going to be some deep reading. No doubt about it. When you've got these really good teams that we're playing.
It's a fascinating thing to watch, Ricky, things happening, like multiple things happening at the same time, right? So we saw a really bad start for Dustin May, and now he's figured it out. And there are some others that are, it's inevitable that Jordan Walker had a little bit of a downturn because of the way he was going. And then he'll eventually turn it back around. What's really fascinating is when you try to tie it all together into that book, using your analogy, is when you get to the end of the year, that's when you're going to know how all those chapters turned. And it's really hard to avoid, I think, getting too caught up in what you're seeing in the moment, good or bad.
Yeah, well, I think as we read a story, there are redemptive moments. As somebody that starts out as a bad dude, finds a better path, and I think that happens with performances of athletes too. They figure something out, and all of a sudden, people are booing them one minute and then cheering them the next minute. Oh, Jordan Walker, he should go to AAA. Oh, Jordan Walker should be a Hall of Famer. Well, somewhere in the middle, you gotta kind of realize that it's just the ups and downs of somebody's career and somebody's life. And here's the other great deal is, we get to have the story ends, and different from the life analogy is we get to write another book the next year, which is also kind of cool. So there's 130 books written about Cardinal baseball, and we're in the midst of the first few chapters of this one.
Hey guys, I know we're like a month into the season, and Jordan's been playing very well, but I'm just curious, where is Jordan on that plate of, we might give this guy an extension like JJ or a player like that? How close to that is he?
Well, I'll get my answer, and Kevin, you could chime in, of course, but I feel like the Cardinals are not in extension mode right now, and I'm not saying they would never consider that with him or JJ Weatherholt for that matter, but I just think the economics of the impending labor thing next year makes it muddier to kind of figure out what's a good deal and what's a bad deal. I mean, that if I were kind of in charge of the payroll, which I gladly am not, I don't need that. I don't need that kind of stress. But if I were, I'd be kind of concerned. What's the next model going to look like, and is the deal that I made looking worse because I made it too soon?
Yeah, the fascinating thing that, and obviously these are very different things, right? JJ Weatherholt, the draw to an extension would be, he's so far away from free agency that he can make a lot more money in the short term. Right. Jordan Walker's only got 3 more years of team control after this year. So he's got arbitration that starts next year, 3 years of arbitration, then free agency. So to get him to sign longer term, you're going to have to buy out free agent years, which is going to make it more expensive. Where if you're buying out, say, JJ's first 2, okay, that's different because he's so far away that it's more beneficial to him because he's going to make so much more in the first 5 than he would have otherwise.
Yeah.
With Jordan might be in a spot where he'd bet on himself and say, hey, if I keep putting up numbers, man, I'm only 3 years from getting a payday. And then if you're the Cardinals and you're going with a player who has been really struggling, now figured it out, but only really has figured it out for a month, boy, that's a big decision to make on a very limited sample of that quality. So I think it'd probably be easiest just wait on him. And we're maybe in that same boat with Mason Wynn, Ricky. Not that we don't know him, but that he's so close to free agency now. He's only 3 years away.
So you have a room full of athletes. This is my thought about what you just said about what are you going to bet on. Room full of athletes. I'm going to say most of the people that I've known that would be in that room, if they're going to stand up there and face an 87 mile an hour changeup and a 94 mile an hour slider, they're used to battling and they're bound to bet on themselves. I think most people they're just geared to bet on themselves, and I think in the long run, I think it's better to do that, frankly.
Rick, you brought up the labor relations. Answer this any way you like, but how much better, and maybe in some ways worse, is it for players now than it was when you played?
Well, it's better. I think it's worse. Let me do the worst part. I think it's worse right now for pitchers, the way the structure is and the way the game has evolved. I think there's things that need to be fixed for pitchers that we've talked about before about just the way they go up and down. And I just think it's not just money. I mean, we always focus on what's the average salary. Well, there's more things beyond that. It's benefits. It's, the benefits are better. The pension is, it's maybe 3 times higher. I'm not sure exactly what it is now. I mean, but, all the benefit stuff, insurance and, the way there's a lot better ways to be treated. Actually, in my era, we had roommates on the road. And forget having, the ability to take bereavement even. Think about that. I mean, so there's, I'm not going to call that a little thing. That's a big thing that we were not privy to that the players now have, which I think they appreciate. And, we appreciated the fact that our world was a lot better than the world of Al Roboski in the 60s and 50s before that.
It is an interesting dynamic. I think you make a great point, Ricky, about pitching. And I almost wonder if players need to start thinking about it because, it's I don't want to say that pitchers are treated as disposable items, but some are, especially relief pitchers, and
if you don't want to say it, I'll say it.
Because, we understand, you and I have talked about this so many times. We understand that the things that people are doing, high effort, all that stuff, and again, we think about fastball velo, but it's the arm speed on everything, right? You can put the same wear and tear on your changeup. It's just a different grip, but it's the same arm speed. All of these things being done max effort is going to lead to injuries. It's going to lead to inconsistencies in the pen. And I don't know how, if I were a player, how I'd want to handle that because I want to get people out, but I also don't want to be out for a year and a half and have that eat into my prime earning years.
Yeah. So that 100%. And I've got a quick quiz for Dave here. And, we're going to learn a real specific thing here. I threw a fastball, a slider, and a changeup. Which of those 3 things were the hardest for me to throw? The hardest on my arm, physically, most demanding. Which of those 3 would you say was the hardest?
I think you said slider. I'd say that.
I would say slider would be it. What would be second?
I would think the fastball would be the easiest because it's most natural.
And you just aced the test, not for the first time in your life. You get to go to the head of the class. Most people think if you throw a changeup, that's easy on your arm, and it is not. Anything that you're trying to get to move and spin, and you're trying to manipulate. When you throw a changeup, you actually use and try to incorporate decelerator muscles in your arm to make your arm slow down on the finish, so the ball will kind of have a dying motion to it. Instead of finishing it normally, which is a healthier thing to do, you're trying to decel just a little bit at the end, imperceptibly to a hitter. And that's, I know, a very specific thing, but that doesn't always feel so hot on your arm. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing because normally people would think the fastball does the damage, but it's the effort.
And that's right.
Right.
That's right.
So if you're throwing 86, but that's as hard as you can throw, and that's max effort, you're doing just as much to your arm as the guy throwing 100.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you throw a changeup, I would say I was actually throwing and then throwing against myself at the same time. One part of my body was trying to slow down what I'm doing. The other part is trying to speed up, and I'm trying to make those things work in unison. And it was pretty tricky to do that.
Rick, I thought it was an interesting little side conversation that you and John had talking about the batter's timeout. It's something I would have never thought about, but could you kind of make that point for the audience?
Yes. So John brought it up. He said, why do batters get timeout? And one of the things that brought that up is that there is a league in the minor leagues where they are experimenting with getting rid of the batter's timeout. I mean, they're trying to speed up the game, but one of the things they thought is, well, we don't want to make it too cumbersome for everybody, so we'll give a batter a timeout every at-bat. Well, they didn't give a pitcher a timeout every at-bat or even every inning. So a pitcher might throw 25 pitches in an inning and need to be able to call a timeout without having a mound visit. But the batter doesn't have to worry about that because every time they're at the plate, they can do it. And they go to the plate and they see 4 pitches. Why are you tired? I mean, what do you need a timeout for? And the other point I would make about that is if I'm a hitter it'd be better for me to stay in there and realize that instead of like walking around coming back in again, now I feel like I'm starting over again. I'd rather use what I saw last pitch to dictate what I'm going to see the next pitch. And so, and I frankly feel the same way about pitchers. So I think those timeouts could be eliminated. I'm sure there are hitters that would disagree.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Very interesting.
The way that works.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yep.
All right, Rick, have a great day off, and we will talk to you next week, buddy.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Cardinals fans, this is Ricky Horton. Have you ever had a dream of meeting your favorite former Cardinals? You can make those dreams come true all season long with St. Louis Cardinals alumni experiences. You can join me and other former Cardinals players at events including Cardinals Conversations, Fans at Bat, Turn 2 with Ozzie, Cardinals Kids Clinics, and Cardinals Fantasy Camps. Don't miss your chance to make lifelong memories. Visit cardinals.com/alumni for more information.
If you're craving baseball conversations about your favorite players, alumni, and franchise memories, you'll love that Cardinals Magazine is dedicated to the stories that matter most to you. From Gold Gloves to championship rings, from the Wizard and Willie to Albert, Yachty, Uncle Charlie, and well beyond, their careers define our pages. Treat yourself or a friend to a subscription today at cardinals.com/magazine. Cardinals Magazine, past, present, and future, it's all here.
So credit unions are not just for people starting out, but a lot of my friends who are established in my age, they don't get loans for their vehicles anymore. They just write checks, and they don't need a signature loan, things like that. But I remember when I was young, boy, that really came in handy. And so whether you are young and you are getting car loans and you could use a signature loan, that's where you say, I have no collateral, but I need $5,000. And they say, you remember? Okay. We don't make stupid decisions, but we do try very hard to say yes to our members because they're not just customers, they're members. But anyone can find a good reason to belong to a credit union. First Missouri is the very first credit union in the state of Missouri. That's the name. Very cool people. Really, really like them. 2 locations down on Lee May Ferry, but you can do your quote-unquote banking at any credit union that might be nearer to you. You just have to go there once and set it all up. And you're going to want to do that because you get paid 4.27%, which is more than any bank is paying right now on certificates of deposit. I think that's true. Check me on it. And that's up to $100,000. 314-544-5050, the number one, STMOCU.org.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Spring into deals at Lowe's and let your inner gardening guru out. Get select 1-pint annuals for $1 to start planting. Plus, get a free additional Cobalt 40-volt 2-amp-hour battery when you buy a select Cobalt 40-volt trimmer and blower combo kit for your lawn. The smell of fresh-cut grass, new plants, and weekends in the yard? It's springtime, and our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/6. Annuals offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Spring is here. Hi, this is Tim Gamma.
And I'm Tom Gamma.
When it comes to tree care, call the name you can trust. Gamma Tree Experts, founded by our dad, Frank Gamma, in 1954.
Frank will be 91 this year, and the 3rd generation of Gammas have joined the business.
Call our team of certified arborists to inspect your trees and shrubs today today. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Now in our 72nd year.
For pruning, fertilization, and removal, call Gamma Tree Experts today or visit us at gammatree.com.
Your trees deserve the best care.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Want to build income without a second job? Learn how real estate investing can help you create extra income one step at a time with Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 224. Pretty day out there. Looks kind of windy. Dave Murray will be with us in just about an hour. Janelle will be with us at the top of the 3 o'clock hour. Joe Bradley says, good day to you all. This day of your time. How are you all? We want to thank each and every one of you for co-creating this interaction.
It's Bashar.
Well
played, Joel. you should have thrown in a couple like coughs.
Yeah.
I watched a little Bashar last night, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's
I
funny,
just
man.
keep waiting for him to like
start laughing.
Like break.
Yes.
Just go like, I'm sorry. I've been doing this stupid stuff for 38 years.
At some point, is he going to be like, I got you all?
Okay, Andrew, you brought up Jury Duty that has a new show called Company Retreat, and I've watched a little bit of both. I'm about to sneeze, that's why I'm talking weird.
Oh, no, it's Bashar.
And, yeah, what if it kicked me into Bashar?
Who am I really speaking to right now?
But I was so impressed as a performer that you have to keep this ruse going for weeks. And if one person in your ensemble breaks, the monkey's dead.
24 hours a day. Because it's not like, they're at a company retreat. It's not like everybody just, like, when the cameras aren't rolling, everybody just is like, okay, catch y'all in the morning for the shooting.
Well, let's set the stage for the people listening at home who have maybe never heard of Jury Duty or Company Retreat. I'm only familiar with Jury Duty, but the concept is they are doing a television show filmed like a documentary.
Right.
Everyone is in on the joke except for one person.
Right.
So
Yes.
everyone's acting except one person who they're fooling, basically.
And you know who that person is. They're the main
Yes.
character, basically.
And they're even doing like talking heads and talking about their experience because
Right.
they think they're filming a documentary.
They think they're
type
participating in a documentary. They think everybody else is also, participating in the
Serious, yeah.
documentary in the same way. The case in the first one is completely fictional, as is the company featured in the Company Retreat, where they take them kind of essentially out into the woods. And I find it to be the most evil thing on television. I love it. I adore it. It's so well done. It's incredibly evil because it's not just chill, right? It's not just very easygoing.
No.
It is they
take
are
chances.
They put these poor guys through some situations that no one should have to deal with.
Yeah. Really good. Today is National Picnic Day. When's the last time you went on a legit picnic?
What qualifies?
In the fall.
When the kids were little, Maureen and I took them to Forest Park. We laid out a blanket. We put food on it. We ate it. We cleaned up. We left. To me, that's a picnic.
Okay.
Yeah, I did like September.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd you do it?
At a park.
You living your life.
Went to the park, had sandwiches, had a blanket that we laid down, and had sandwiches and sodies, and it was lovely. Beautiful day. I also just got a text from a obvious scam.
Okay.
And they said, "Can you tell me what's going on with you today?"
That's a weird scam.
It's a weird one. Yeah.
Well, it's from me. I sent that.
No, it's not from you. But like, who is falling for that? Like, I don't know.
A number you don't recognize.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what a strange thing to say to anyone. Can you tell me what's going on with you today?
Yeah, that would be like a crazy thing if like any of us texted you that.
I had
What do you
one.
mean, can I tell? Yeah, I can. It's
So
me.
My I am not rich enough to not take out a car loan. And so my Jeep is through a facility, institution. And I got a text saying, "Hey, you're one payment behind." And I knew it was a scam. And I'm like, "Who is this?" Knowing they wouldn't answer. And they're like, "We're your bank." And I'm like,
yeah, we're your bank.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." My records say that I'm even. And they came back, they're like, "Well, here's why you think that, but you're actually not." And it was really them. Like, I eventually called them. They're like, "Yeah, that's us."
Oh, interesting.
But like, how often does it turn out to actually be someone?
Yeah.
Right?
That's weird.
It's almost always not.
Yeah.
So not only do I have a car loan, I was behind on it.
I figured those places, they'll send you actual mail too. Like if you
I
owe
don't read
something, they'll
that.
send you. I know, but you'll have something somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Nicholas.
If someone would have came to you at the beginning of the season, beginning of the regular season, and said, "Hey, Jordan Walker's going to have more home runs, more RBIs, a higher OPS, higher batting average than Shohei Ohtani," what would you say?
Then saying you're crazy.
I'll take it.
He's having an incredible season. He really, truly is.
Bernie Nicholas. Hear what he has to say on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Saving money in your interior staining project when you shop at Menards. Varathane Premium Fast Dry is an interior wood stain that provides color in just one coat. It's ideal for interior wood projects, including floors, furniture, and more. Save big on Varathane Fast Dry Wood Stain today. View our entire selection of stain and accessories on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer to find all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Breezy winds from the south will boost us to about 83 for the high today with plenty of sunshine. Clouds take over quickly this evening. Some showers breaking out after midnight, 65. Friday, clouds, scattered showers, couple of thunderstorms anytime on Friday. Could be some downpours of rain, but this is not a big severe weather outbreak by any means. 78. Fading showers Friday evening, Saturday sunny and 76. Sunday partly sunny, 75. We have another shout of rain moving in Sunday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
Tell you guys about my buddy, Dr. Corey Solman. He is an orthopedic surgeon. He's a Midwest orthopedic and spine specialist. I've known Corey, almost the whole time I've been on the air. He is just the greatest guy. I do lives, of course, for other physicians. I talk about Dr. Matt Bays with Bays Sports Medicine, and Corey and Matt know each other, and they will send patients back and forth. If Matt sees someone he thinks, you know what, you're a good candidate for surgery, he will send them over to Corey Solman. So, it's kind of common sense. If someone you care about is injured and it's pretty bad, and you want to get an opinion from an orthopedic surgeon, Corey's the guy. If you want to go see Corey first, if it's sufficiently bad and you think, oh, I'm just going to go right past everyone else and go straight to the surgeon, go see Corey. But it doesn't have to be at that level. He usually doesn't do surgery. Does that make sense? If he gets 100 cases in, I'm kind of making this up. He may do surgery on half of them, but he does not have a reputation as a cutter. He's going to do what is best for you guys. He's out in Chesterfield, 636-231-5881 or SolmanOrthopedics.com.
Why would life-saving care require a membership? In a real emergency, are you reaching for your wallet or your phone to call 911? And what if the member helicopter isn't the closest one? What if they don't carry blood on board? What if those differences matter? They do. Arch Air Medical Service is proud to serve Effingham and surrounding communities with life-saving air medical care. Our highly trained crews deliver advanced medicine in the air because when seconds count, capability matters more than a card in your wallet. Plus, we're part of Air Methods, the nation's largest air medical provider. Worried about cost? Here's the truth. The No Surprises Act protects patients with private insurance from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. You'll only pay your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. If you have Medicare or Medicaid, similar protections apply. Providers cannot bill beyond those limits. That means no air medical membership is needed. Learn more at airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Top of the hour. Janelle will be here talking about some entertainment. Right now, we have our friend Stewie in from Stewart's American Mortgage. Always good to see you. How are you?
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I understand we have another very happy mutual client.
Yeah, we had somebody who's an avid listener of the show. They had tried other mortgage lenders, other institutions, and they found that they went this place and that place, and they didn't quite understand what was going on. People get involved with mortgages. The word mortgage automatically gives you a confusing blank look.
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't know what they're getting into. They got into some stuff. They called us. We closed them in 10 days, really quick. It was on a purchase, and they understood everything from A to Z. They were comfortable. And that's the idea. Remember, this is the biggest investment you're going to make in your life is your home. Okay?
So I've never asked you this, but I'm really curious. What you do, pretty much no one else does. They could, but they don't. The way you can pay off fees.
Right.
So all the other guys who are competing with each other,
right?
Where are they trying to get a leg up? Like, what do they say they can do?
They aren't. I had a very funny story. We had a real estate agent that had recommended one of our listeners here, and said, "Hey, go to my lender," because real estate agents make relationships with lenders, and they should, because they don't want to get stuck with a situation where it doesn't close, or they didn't know what was going on, or the person took advantage of them. So they want to get some kind of comfort zone, and they make relationships with lenders. They don't know, by the way, that real estate agents, that is, they don't know whether or not you as a buyer are getting the best deal or not. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they said, "Hey, try my lender," and the guy went over to the lender and said, "Hey, in all fairness and disclosure, I just want you to know I called Stewie. We did an application with Stewie. We're all pre-approved with him, but my real estate agent told me to come see you anyway. And so, what can you offer?" His response was, and I am not kidding you, his response was, "Oh, it's Stewie with the bagel loan. We can't compete." Didn't even try. So the competition that's out there and the competitive offers that are out there are really not that competitive to what we do as a whole picture. Mm-hmm. And the entire model of what we built was back to the old American philosophy of keep your overhead low, the best in customer service. We don't have any commission loan officers. That's a big deal. Most mortgage banking institutions have hundreds of originators that go out and get the mortgages. They get commissions. So we eliminated the commissions. If we eliminate the commissions, we can give the same or better rates. We can go ahead and do the bagel loan with no closing costs. Mm-hmm. And so there are other lenders that are trying to dabble with this and say, how do we compete with this? Mm-hmm. And they're just not competing. They're trying alternative measures. We had recently, I won't say it this time, we had recently another company that got so frustrated because we were refinancing a customer that was their previous customer. And they went on Facebook and they advertised on Facebook that Stewie with the bagel loan, it's not a bagel loan. All they do is make sure you don't bring money to closing. And my guy came back to us and refinanced with us, and we were able to do it at half the cost of what Stewie was charging. Well, we actually closed that customer. So he was lying, and he was so frustrated that he couldn't beat the deal that we were giving them. He had to go on Facebook, and he plastered it to 3,900 people. We actually went after him, and he's up to disclose that was a lie that he said and apologize to us for it. And we closed the customer. So it is a challenge out there. And our motto is to be one step ahead, give the customer the best service that you can. Make it a fun experience. Mortgages don't have to be a challenge. Make it a good experience and give you guys the best deal and monitor it in the future. And being that I own the company, I have accountability. You can come back to us. If you go to other places, who knows what's going to happen 2-3 years down the line. So hopefully, as long as I'm on the earth, my son's working with me now also for the last 5-10 years.
Yeah.
We're here for you and we're local. Don't deal with somebody that's out of state. So that's the advantage.
Good dude, by the way.
Thank
your
you.
son.
He is a great dude.
Every now and then you meet someone and you're like, what a dork.
No, Jordan's cool.
He's better looking and smarter than I am.
He's better looking.
No question. I'll take that.
And I'll tell you guys that I did my mortgage with Stewie. It couldn't have been any easier, and I'm terrible at stuff like that. But it's like step by step. We walk through, boom, we're done. Closed at my house.
That's right. We
you guys
send
came out
notaries
to my
out.
house.
That's right. We
Yep.
send a notary out to your house and do it quick.
So mortgages, to show you how little I know, you can do refinancings, debt consolidations, and then probably the most common we think about with a mortgage is originating a mortgage because you're buying a house. So it's now into the hot season of real estate, a little bit of a buyer's market out there, and people know that as a seller, you don't want a buyer that has a contingency. You'd prefer not, and you have some advice for people who are in that situation.
All right, so this is a big deal. There are bidding wars going like crazy. We just received a contract today, 13 offers on one house within 24 hours. So the good houses, there are bidding wars. And the biggest pet peeve with sellers is it contingent on you, the buyer, selling your house? So what do you do? Okay, people dabble with something called a bridge loan. A bridge loan's a bad idea because it's an adjustable rate mortgage. It's not fixed, okay? You don't know what your end rate's going to be until you sell your house, pay off the balance, and refinance whatever is remaining. So you don't know. So if 2-3 weeks from now, you sell your house, or 2-3 months, and the rates are 8%, you're stuck with that 8%.
Okay.
And it comes with lots of fees. Okay, you pay points.
For the
Not a fun thing to do.
convenience.
For convenience, because the banks know they're going to get paid off quickly. This is what they want to do. Okay, bad idea. Bad idea. What you can do is you can buy a home, put the minimum down, say for a conventional loan, you put down 5%. If you don't have the 5% to put down, you can borrow against a 401k. Don't liquidate it, because if you liquidate the 401k, it becomes a tax event. So you can borrow against your 401k. You can get a gift, whatever it is. You put down 5%. Now, you and I both know you're going to pay this nasty thing called PMI, mortgage insurance, and you're going to have a higher payment of what you ultimately want to be at, okay? So you buy the house, you put down the 5%, 2 months later, you sell your old house. You then can take that money, the proceeds from the sale, put it against the loan, and for $150, they'll drop the PMI if you're under 80% of the value of the property, and they'll give you a new payment based on the lower loan amount without going through the refinance process. So you get to keep the interest rate. You know what you're going to be or where you're going to be a month or two when you sell it. Sellers love this because they know it's not contingent on you selling your home. You as a buyer can get in the house and worry about selling afterwards. You don't have to say, hey, you know what, I got to do it on the same day, or give you an opportunity to sell in the interim period. You don't have to do contingency. And you get the fixed rate. Now, if you sell your house 4 months later, okay, then you call me and say, okay, I sold it. I got $100,000 now. And I'm going to say to you, okay, the interest rate you have is the best interest rate you're going to get. Do this thing called the recast, which is what we just talked about. It's called the recast. If the rates are lower and you're borrowing at least $200,000, we'll just refinance you for free with the lower loan amount with the bagel loan. So depending on when you sell the prior home, is whether you'll do the recast or you do the refinance. But the key is now you can go into the seller's market and say, hey, I want to buy your house and it's not contingent on the sale of mine.
Gotcha.
So you're way ahead again.
What is the thing you told me about when I was in your office that it gets so heated with the offers that sometimes after hours people can be between a rock and a hard place because they are okayed for $340,000, but now they need $355,000.
All right, so we had a great situation. This is the power of the pre-approval letter. This is another big deal, something we offer. I'm unaware of any other lender doing. You go and you apply for a mortgage. That lender is going to give you a pre-approval letter for $500,000. Now, if you go and make an offer for $475,000 to a seller, and you give them that pre-approval letter for $500,000, what do you think the seller is going to do? Hey, he's approved for more. I want more money from this guy. On the flip side, if you approve for $500,000 and you get a counteroffer for $505,000, you need a new letter. So we had a situation where a buyer was coming in. They were buying the house. They went with the real estate agent's lender. The real estate agent's lender gave them a pre-approval letter for $400,000. On Saturday, they went in and made the offer for $400,000. They got counteroffered for $405,000. They couldn't find the loan officer on the Saturday afternoon to get an updated pre-approval letter because he was in Cabo on the beach, unreachable, and they lost the house. What we do is we give you the power of the pre-approval through our portal. So we pre-approve you for the maximum amount that you can afford. We let you go into our portal and generate the pre-approval letter and edit it for any amount you want. So that same customer came back to us. He went ahead 2 weeks later and made an offer for $425,000 on a house. There was a counter offer for $430,000. He went back into our portal, generated a new letter immediately for the $430,000 and told the seller, you have 2 hours to make a decision. So by giving you the ability to edit and generate that letter anytime you want for any amount you want up to the maximum, you can actually have the power in your hand and force the seller to make a decision quickly versus the reverse. It's a great factor. Real estate agents can do it on your behalf if you give them permission. You can do it, and it gives you that edge when you're coming in against other bids.
So do other mortgage companies not operate the way you do because it's just harder?
I don't know.
Less money?
Less money, harder. I haven't yet, we built this about 15, 20 years ago. We started this. I think it's a lot easier when you start small and you grow with it than these big companies. The other thing is most companies, if it's a mortgage banking institution, they have hundreds of loan officers that originate the loans. You have the president of the company that's a corporate executive running the show. And then you have individual salespeople producing the business. Mortgage brokers are small little companies. They don't have control over anything. They're the middleman between the bank and you. They really can't be that competitive and they don't have any control. So most mortgage banking institutions aren't like us where we have the owner and his son. It's the same product. It's a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac insured loan, just like you go to Bank of America, U.S. Bank, or any other place, same exact one. But you got the owner of the company. It's a mortgage banking institution. And so we're acting with the big, profile, but we're giving you the small banking institution kind of thing. When I grew up as a kid, I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, if you ever had this, but I was always jealous of these kids' fathers who had a private banker. This was like a big thing. If you had a private banker, you must have been a rich, wealthy guy. And the kids would walk around. My dad has a private banker. So as I developed the company, I wanted people to be able to have that kind of association, with us, but produce a model that would give you not only the best service, the best rates, and the bagel loan with no closing costs, but we're there for you after hours, we're there for you on weekends, and we give you tools to give you that edge, and that's what we do.
If you guys want to get in touch with Stewie, you can do it pretty much 24 hours a day, 365. Here's his cell phone, 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Each year in St. Louis, 10 women are recognized for volunteer leadership that changes lives. They support families, strengthen communities, and create opportunities where they're needed most. Join us Tuesday, May 19th at the Ritz-Carlton for the 2026 Women of Achievement Awards Luncheon. Celebrate their impact and be part of a tradition more than 70 years strong. Reservations available at WOASTL.org. For more information, go to KMOX.com/events.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
At EasyCater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. Like that morning status meeting, always better with bagels. And don't forget the coffee. Ops team working late? How about some Power Bowls to keep them going strong? Sandy's celebrating 10 years at the company. This calls for cupcakes. With EasyCater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with EasyCater. Start an order at easycater.com.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
So, not every one of us, 90% of us, know what it's like to be uncomfortable in your body, usually because we have too much extra fat on us. Just telling it like it is, right? You eat more calories. Isn't it amazing that whoever created us, or nature, God, whatever, was so smart to say they may not eat every day. So I'm going to allow a system where they can store energy as this gelatinous goo. And then if they can't eat for a few days, they can just pull out of that. Genius. Problem is, we have more to eat than we need, most of us, thank God. But that turns into fat, and we don't look good. We don't feel good. It's unhealthy, XYZ. Tell you the truth, I'm a little bit right there, like that right now. Lost a bunch of weight about a year ago, put about half of it back on. So I commiserate. I don't know anyone better at coaching you, helping you to lose weight than Charles D'Angelo. I've known Charles for 20 years, consider him a friend, know many people who he has helped. Just had been in about a month ago who lost 300 pounds with Charles. Lisa lost 175 pounds with Charles. Thousands of people lose 50, 75, 100 pounds with Charles. I don't know how he does it exactly because I don't watch him do it, but I know he does it very successfully. So if you're tired of trying this, trying that, back and forth, yo-yo, just reach out to Charles at charlesdangelo.com.
Spring cleaning rule number 1, out with the old, in with the new. And frankly, your family's old internet connection is a dinosaur. Upgrade to the 1 gig modern family standard from i3 Broadband. It's 100% true in-home fiber with equal upload and download speeds, so your teenager's gaming won't crash your video call. Even better, we're currently offering our longest price guarantees ever on our gig speed internet services. Say goodbye to exploding promo prices and hello to budget certainty. Visit i3broadband.com/radio and start your spring off right.
Hey Missouri, it's game time. Start betting like a pro with the world's largest sportsbook at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high limits, player-friendly pricing, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie at circusports.com. The action starts now, Missouri. Experience the difference with Circus Sports. Bet like a pro.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back, DGS 250. Happy Thursday. Smiley for Baseball says, Dave, is it weird to hear your own voice in lives, or after 25 years, are you just used to it? I don't know about the rest of you guys. It doesn't bother me to hear my voice recorded on the show. So if it's on a break and Andrew plays a PSA or a recorded ad or something, doesn't bother me. I can't get to the volume knob fast enough when I'm in my car and hear my voice.
Really?
Yeah. Like if I'm driving in the morning listening to Chris and Amy and Glover promo comes on or Recorded Live comes on. Hey, it's Dave. Want to tell you guys about Rooster Cogburn. I'm just like, nope, not today, Dave. How are you guys about it?
I don't care for hearing the old voice.
No?
No.
Do you think you sound weird or say dumb things?
Both.
Fair.
Sound like a moron, and then I'm just like a big. It just feels like a big wrecking ball of a.
Sound like a moron.
I don't mind it, but I also don't have nearly as many things running as you, so I could see why it would get old after a while. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Like I very rarely hear unless I like. Because I'm not allowed to record anything because, like I said, say dumb stuff. So like whenever, unless I go and seek it out, it's very rare that I'm hearing my own voice.
Makes sense. A food blogger created a translucent fried chicken. There's no picture of it. I have no file on this. We're all probably I'm picturing a regular chicken wing with polyurethane on it.
I'm picturing you guys know in the movies when somebody's invisible, but you can just kind of see some refractions off of
like the Predator,
their shapes. Yeah, exactly, something like that.
What the?
I'm eating it. I know.
You're looking at it.
Ew! It looks gross.
It looks like a crystal or like a jellyfish.
I haven't even seen it. I'm eating it.
It looks like a jellyfish. That's what it looks like.
If I eat a translucent chicken strip, it's like it's not even there.
What did he do?
It's like I'm not even eating
How
it.
did they even do this? I don't understand. It's some sort of trickery.
It was a food blogger?
That's what it says.
It looks
I think you'd have to be a scientist to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that'd be, no offense to my bloggers out there, wouldn't think that'd be something.
Do I need to walk over there and see it?
It sounds like.
Picture somebody chewing on a diamond. That's what it looks like.
He turned it into a liquid and then kind of molded it back
chicken?
into a chicken. Yeah.
That sounds so awful.
Yeah. Sounds terrifying.
This is Soylent Green.
Yeah, it's just like how they do the McNuggets. It's fine.
Public urination in New York City has surged 50% in 12 months.
What?
Wonder why that is.
What's happening?
Probably just one guy.
Did they close a lot of public bathrooms?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's because Starbucks and stuff doesn't let you use the bathroom anymore.
So you just go outside?
Blame Starbucks.
Yeah, let's blame Starbucks.
Well, I think there's probably unhoused people are the majority of the folks doing it, if I had to guess.
Fair. Conductor accidentally knocked a $1 million violin out of a musician's hands with a baton in the middle of a concert.
I saw a video of this. It's pretty brutal.
What happened?
Violinist was just a little too close to the conductor who was not paying attention and, knocked it right out of her hands. And then everyone went,
break?
Oh, no. I couldn't tell if it was broken. It just kind of slid across the floor and the entire orchestra stopped playing.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah, everybody's like,
that's the universal very bad sign is if the whole orchestra stops playing.
Yeah. We wish him the best. We hope that violin's okay.
I'd have a hard time playing $1 million instrument. I have a hard time playing any instrument, but...
A new game day favorite is coming to Busch Stadium on Saturday, April 25th, when the Cardinals host the Seattle Mariners. That day, fans take home a Victory Blue Cardinals crewneck sweatshirt presented by Purina, a light and easy style that's perfect for spring and designed to fit right into your everyday wardrobe. Available in medium and extra large while supplies last. A limited look you'll want to wear again and again. Tickets and info at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Jose Fermin. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at Cardinals.com.
Tell you guys about Neovitin. It is couldn't be simpler. It is a multivitamin that has 20 ingredients, not just vitamins, but antioxidants and omega-3 fish oils. You take 2 pills a day. It was created in St. Louis by my friend and Dr. Ken Rubicki. Ken has since passed. He created Neovitin because he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And if anyone's ever dealt with that, it's typically a less than 5% chance of survival. It's very aggressive. And he beat it. He was always very careful. Dave, don't ever let on that Neovitin cured me. It didn't. The doctors cured me. But Neovitin gave me the strength to continue practicing medicine and running and doing marathons and such. So he created Neovitin. He and his son, Tommy, who was just a little sprig of a thing when I met him 15 years or so ago. Now he's the CEO. It has gone from Schnucks and Dierbergs here locally to across the country, across the Midwest, Chicago, Iowa, because it is a very, very good product. You can find it at Schnucks and Dierbergs or neovitin.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Spring is here in St. Louis, and if you're thinking about selling, now is the time, but timing is only a part of it. Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler. I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And Gloria, tell us, why is it still so important to choose the right realtor?
Simple. Not every home is selling fast or for top dollar. Here's the difference. I already have the buyers. With over 2,400 buyers in waiting, I'm not just listing your home. I'm matching it with demand. That's how I offer my guaranteed sale program. We sit down, agree on the price and timeline, and if your home doesn't sell, I'll buy it myself. But my goal isn't to buy your home, it's to sell it for the most money possible in the least amount of time. And that's exactly what my system does. My clients don't have to hope their home sells. I guarantee it.
If you're selling your home this spring, call the one I trust. That's Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, it is windy. Right now, 81 degrees downtown at the Arch.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
Louisiana officials confirmed there is an active shooter seen at the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge. Preliminary information from law enforcement is that 6 victims taken to the hospital. Baton Rouge Police Chief Thomas Morse says it happened when 2 groups of people got into an argument.
We got here very quickly, secured the scene. No more active shooting going on. We started treating victims until EMS got here. EMS got here very quickly and were able to transport victims away from the scene within minutes.
President Trump says he has ordered the U.S. military to, quote, shoot and kill small Iranian boats that deploy mines to choke traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. Trump's post on social media came shortly after the U.S. military seized another tanker associated with the smuggling of Iranian oil. The Missouri Senate has approved next year's state budget totaling about $50 billion. The first bill the chamber passed funds K-12 public schools at roughly $4.2 billion. Chillicothe Republican Rusty Black, who chairs the Senate Appropriations Committee, says they made some adjustments to make sure that funding will be adequate.
I worked on some different things to try to help shore up some funding within the foundation formula. There were 3 buckets that even this year are going to be a little short of funds. we work together and come up with some place that we think those funds will be adequate. The bucket will be filled back up.
The proposed budget for next year now heads back to the Missouri House. Lawmakers have until May 8th to send the completed budget to the governor's desk. A cannabis industry group is cheering over President Trump's reclassification of a state-licensed medical marijuana program as less dangerous.
The American Trade Association for Cannabis and Hemp says the president's action recognizes that cannabis is medicine. Loyola Law professor Lori Levinson says
the main impact right away will be on how it eases the tax burden on cannabis businesses.
The order signed by the acting U.S. Attorney General changes the way it is regulated and eases some barriers to research. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
The American Lung Association releases its annual State of the Air report, grading metro areas and counties for their air quality. How do the St. Louis area stack up?
The national report found nearly half of all children in the U.S. are breathing unhealthy air, including nearly 500,000 kids in Missouri. The metro area here was named the 24th most polluted in the nation for ozone pollution and received a grade of F. The American Lung Association's Will Barrett.
When we see the increased trends over time for more ozone pollution in certain areas or more particle pollution in certain areas, driven by local pollution sources or wildfires or extreme heat events, we know that that's putting more people at risk for a wide range of negative health outcomes.
Bangor, Maine is the cleanest city for its air quality on this report. Los Angeles ranks #1 for most polluted. Fred Bottomer, KMOX News.
From the business desk, St. Louisans who've seen the Royals and Chiefs stadiums on I-70 on road trips are interested in the Royals' plans for a replacement. Instead of creating a ballpark village district from scratch like the Cardinals have done, the Royals are instead hooking into an existing one. It's Crown Center, which includes a mall, a Legoland, and the headquarters of Hallmark Cards. Hallmark Executive Chairman Don Hall notes the stadium will be built into a natural 90-foot drop by the center's plaza and dug in, keeping it very low to the street.
You see that you get a chance to see the green grass if you're standing on the square. What's more inviting than seeing the green in December and looking forward to the baseball season starting? So this will feel like it's really part of the community.
Let's get an update now. The St. Louis Business Index. To Stifel we go. Scott Bedell. Scott.
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. A largely negative day on Wall Street as investors were unable to build on some of the record high finishes of yesterday. For the day, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was lower by 180 points, or just about 0.33% at 49,309. The Standard & Poor's 500 index gave back 0.4% to 7,108, while the Nasdaq Composite Index lost 0.9%, closing at 24,438. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index lost 0.75%. They finished at 1,706. Checking on some stocks of local interest, Centene gained 5.5% at $41.09. Nestle, parent to Ralston Purina, jumped 4.5%, closing at $101.06. On the downside, Stifel Financial slipped 0.2% at $76.89. Caleres lost 3.33% at $13.72. And finally, Build-A-Bear Workshop fell 4.5% to close at $37.81. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
Plenty of sunshine going through our Thursday afternoon. It's a little breezier than it has been, but the winds are from the south, so we're going to jump it up to about 83 degrees. Here comes our next relatively slow-moving weather system. Clouds take over this evening. No rain until after midnight. 65 for the low. Friday, clouds, scattered showers, couple of thunderstorms, 78 degrees. I want to stress this is not a severe weather outbreak coming up, but there will be some thunderstorms around, and there could be some heavy downpours of rain at anytime on Friday. Friday night, fading showers in the evening. Clouds will dominate 54. The weekend's looking pretty good. Saturday, sunny, nice, 76. Sunday, partly sunny and 75. Increasing showers Sunday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by the Missouri History Museum's Route 66 Centennial Festival, April 30th through May 3rd. Don't miss the Route 66 Festival at the Missouri History Museum, April 30th through May 3rd. Music from Sweetie and the Toothaches, a classic car show, neon display, kids' crafts, and more. Schedule at mohistory.org/festival. We've got some wind. It's 82 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Jay Heasey is giving his opinion on the Brad Young, Kevin Wheeler debate from 1:30 p.m., which you can go back and listen to when we put the podcast out, which may be our replay tonight. We may delete it.
Get ready for the yells.
You should replay.
It was good, though, because it was like real punches being thrown. Not mean, but like real information.
Yeah, I've always said, and I know it's the law school experience, but when I want to learn anything, my most effective way to learn it is not reading the source material, which is hard. It's listening to two smart people who know what they're talking about, debate a topic, and go, I think I believe what she's saying. You know, that I find that I learn a lot that way. And it was a good debate for that.
Yeah, and
it's a little screamy.
Yeah, it was. That's my fault. Not my fault. It's me. I think there's not much doubt in the details. Brad knows that better than I do. But I'm also working off of opinions that aren't just my own opinions. I'm working off of opinions that are of people. Like, that's why I cite a guy like Warren Buffett, because I don't have the expertise. So who do I cite? It's like if I'm covering a sport that I don't know as well, would I cite my own take on something in track and field, or would I want to cite someone that really knows it?
Yeah, Janelle, you jumped in on the stream, but I couldn't read it fast enough.
I don't ever like when a man uses the "you're getting too emotional" kind of thing, because it reeks with. I'm going to get blasted for saying it, but it reeks of misogyny, especially when they invoke their wife. And they're like, when I argue with my wife and she's arguing from emotion, I just thought, let's not do that. It's an insult without just coming out and saying you're arguing like a girl kind of thing.
So even if I didn't invoke a wife, bad example if I'm arguing with you, but if I'm arguing with Wheeler, and I say you are arguing out of emotion, there's a tacit sort of misogyny.
I think there was more of the way that he presented it by saying, when I'm arguing with my wife.
Gotcha.
She's arguing from a place of emotion, and I just thought, okay, all right, and it could be that I don't want to be like using the trigger word, but you get used to hearing that as a woman. It's just like, okay, that's your go-to because it's the quick to offend kind of thing. So yeah, I just thought it was just kind of eh.
What if you find yourself in an argument with someone who you think is making an emotional argument?
I don't say it because of that. Like I have, like I said, I have a sensitivity to it, so I try not to be like, you're just acting emotional right now. Like it's so petty. It's just like, argue the facts. Don't. And I understood the point he was trying to make about Kevin, but I also think it was like, well, Kevin was bringing facts too, but just because he's louder than you doesn't make him emotional. That's just how Kevin is.
Let me just say this. I'm not supporting anyone in this. I'm just stating a fact. I've known a lot of women.
Yeah.
I've never known one more emotional than Kevin Wheeler.
Just different kinds.
Oh, sure. And I think that's why it also kind of bothers me, is because, maybe I should have been like glad that somebody called a man out on emotion, but it's also rarely an insult that's ever thrown to a man when they're yelling.
Fair.
Like that's usually
we skip over anger as if it's not an
emotion.
Right. It's like, well, anger's justified. It's okay to be angry. It's like, well, no,
it's just as emotional. Like let's not kid ourselves. Anger and irrationality, that's all emotional. But rarely does two men ever say, you're getting emotional when another one's screaming.
You're
Like,
being awfully shrill.
Right. Like it just doesn't happen a lot. I would love to see it more, but like I said, he could have done it without using his wife as the example.
Yeah. See, I think Emily makes an interesting point on the stream, says, aren't all discussions or debates somewhat emotional?
Sure.
100%. The question is whether or not the underlying information is from a fact or from an emotion, right? But the inherent back and forth of a debate, fight, argument is going to be emotional, even if it's calm. It could still have
Sure, because
insecurities.
If
It could
the
still
minute
have
you
anger.
pick a
Right,
side,
right.
you have some sort of emotion.
You got a stake.
You have
Ownership. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
and it's so I get
I think
it.
Emily's right.
And I think again, it's just not an insult hurled towards men.
Yeah.
I mean, end of statement. I mean, like,
Generally speaking, no.
no. I mean, that's just not. Yeah, that's not how I'm going to invalidate your opinion. Is by telling you you're emotional.
Unfortunately, if it is, it's usually a guy telling another guy he's being like a lady.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Again,
usually
it's
how that goes.
It's used as an insult. It's used to invalidate
Right.
your opinion. It's, oh, well, you're just being emotional about it. It's like, well,
You know what's great?
yeah,
I'm old enough
sure.
that if we were having this discussion 30 years ago,
Okay.
9 out of 10 of the men would go, "Pff, okay.
Yeah.
There would be no understanding. And I remember when I'm a slow learner,
There's not a lot now.
but I remember when it was Trump, Hillary.
Sure.
And it was shrill, shrieking. And without anyone even saying it, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I find it weird that like nobody considers him, like everybody was talking about like, oh, what are you going to get a 60-year-old woman in there and she's going to be emotional. First of all, they were talking about her being on a period at 60. So that just that automatically just tells you how little you know
Makes her
about
a
women.
superhero.
Right. And that she'd be emotional, like pressing the nuclear button because she was, PMSing. And I thought, okay, first of all, she's probably not going to be. But yeah, and then rarely do you hear about how emotional he gets about things. I mean, that his true social
Open
post
the
on
effing
yeah.
straight. Imagine if she would have
Yeah,
posted open the effing
exactly.
straight.
They'd be like, oh, she's just PMSing,
It's back to that point that Rach was getting to. Like, anger is an acceptable emotion in these scenarios.
Sure.
But other ones are more not okay in the way they're framed.
Yeah, and if it includes tears, then it's automatically a weakness. And
Right.
you're like, okay, I could still whoop your butt and cry at the same time. That has nothing to do with it.
I know that's right.
Love it.
I could take you down and be bawling the entire time.
I've never had a fight I didn't cry. I mean, okay, let's talk entertainment, something that you and Wheeler seem to agree on. Where do you want to start? What new releases have you seen?
Okay, well, if you want to talk about emotion right now, that is if you are in like film Twitter, like I scroll around in, the movie Michael is coming out tomorrow, and that has really started the debate because if you really like it, some people are going to hate you, and if you just thought you didn't like it, you didn't think it was good compared to other musical biopics, then people will hate you for a different reason. And it's just because he's a very complicated figure. And I mean, being a Gen Xer myself, I have a complicated relationship with him and what I feel about him. Yes, granted, he was never convicted. He did settle out of court due to pressure from his lawyers, but there is always going to be the accusation and the stink around him as far as the little kids go. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. Now, that can happen, and he can also be the most popular or the greatest pop star of all time. Those two things can happen at the same time.
Do they just not deal with it?
No, apparently the family is heavily, because obviously it's his nephew playing him in the movie.
It's Tito's son, right?
Jermaine's
son.
Tito,
and I believe that's Tito.
Right.
It's and Tito, I believe, is dead. So,
yeah, he is.
So yeah.
Not laughing about that. I'm laughing at the Tito thing.
Jermaine's son, Jafar, who is also like an artist, I believe, a musical artist at the same time, looks just like him. It's very unnerving. It's very uncanny. Sounds like him. The mannerisms. If you want to go see a movie that you want to relive that MTV, Jackson 5, I mean, not Jackson 5 weren't in MTV, but the Jackson 5 MTV era of Michael Jackson and enjoy the music, you're going to love this movie. It is great. If you, again, are of my age and you know a lot of the stuff surrounding Michael Jackson, there's no mention of Liz Taylor in it.
Oh, really?
Brooke Shields.
Wow.
Diana Ross, him
Wow.
being in The Wiz.
Nothing. Was there anything on Lisa Marie?
No, because they ended in 1988.
Oh,
It's from
okay. I
1966
get
to
you.
1988.
Okay.
Do they at least get into like sort of the abusive family?
Oh yeah, no, it's very heavily about his relationship with his father.
Okay.
And they do show him being whooped with a belt at a very young age. So yeah, the abuse is there. You see it one time, you see it alluded to another time, but it's there. It's about his tension with his father. What I was gonna say is they had $15 million worth of reshoots for this movie because I believe his son Paris, or that's his daughter. No,
he has Blanket and Prince. I
Okay,
think, are the
Prince.
sons.
Yeah, Prince, I believe, was involved in it, and they took out everything that was in regards to the 1993 Neverland Ranch by the police raid on Neverland, because apparently there was a clause in whatever he had settled with some kid, I believe last name's Chandler. There was a clause in it that it can never be mentioned. It can never be alluded to in anything. So they took that all out. Now there are rumors that they're going to do a follow-up movie to this, which I just think they should stay away from. I don't think you should touch it. I know some people were like making it akin to if you did a movie about OJ and then ended it with him getting the Heisman. But I just don't understand if the family was so against you putting all of that in there and it legally you can't. I just don't understand the point of putting the second movie. I don't understand the point of the second movie. I think just highlight it ends with him releasing Bad and just.
How do you think it'll do?
I think it'll do great. I think it'll do around 500-600 million. I think people will go out. I think if you're wanting to go and enjoy his music, again, it's hard not to. I mean, has anybody stopped listening to Michael Jackson since, even though you know what happened and what came? I mean, there's some people that'll never believe he did anything wrong. I remember Tony on your show. He was vehement that nothing had, he was completely innocent. And there you have that camp. You have people that believe he's absolutely 100% guilty. And then you have people that are just like, I don't know. Things don't look right. But since there were no convictions and a lot of these people probably were extorting him.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, it barely, it shows one nose surgery. It touches on is it vitiligo is how you say that? I think it touches on that briefly. He talks about taking a medication for that. They show briefly him adopting Bubbles and interacting with him a little.
Oh, Bubbles. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like
the most traumatized chimp of all time.
Right. So it's like, yeah, if you want to enjoy a music video and enjoy the nostalgia of it, you'll have a great time. If you're looking for a movie that's going to go into the weeds like Ray or Walk the Line, it's just not that.
All right. Let me tell you guys about my friend Mark Cantor, attorney at law. You don't care right now because you're not injured. But if you get injured, like I was fine, and then those ladies rear-ended me on Highway 40, and I have a little bit of a sore neck, not a whole bunch of anything, but it could have been really bad. And at that point, if I weren't me and I didn't know attorneys, I would be in your position. And, what do you do? Go to the Yellow Pages, just Google, injury attorneys. Everyone's going to put their best foot forward. Although lately, the guys advertising on television, in my humble opinion, are not putting their best foot forward. You look like ass clowns. Stop it. Mark Cantor doesn't do that. He's a straight guy. He carries himself with class and integrity. His faith's very important to him. Doing a good job for his clients is everything to him. He has a 9-lawyer firm. With all the paralegals and detectives and things that you're going to need. He forwards all the costs. He's tried, hundreds of cases. If my word means anything to you, I know Mark Cantor. I know of Mark Cantor. I know about Mark Cantor. I would hire Mark Cantor, and I think you should too. 314-628-9999, CantorInjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
In digital advertising, everyone talks about clicks. But clicks don't pay the bills. Sales do. Outcomes from Viant is a new way to advertise that prioritizes your bottom line. Our AI-driven technology looks past the noise to find the customers most likely to buy your product. It's smarter, faster, and designed for real-world results. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Soar with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra in Rachmaninoff's Third. Taking Flight. Assistant conductor Samuel Hollister and pianist Gabriela Montero make their SLSO classical subscription debut in Prokofiev's thrilling Third Piano Concerto. Enjoy Gabriela Smith's sky-inspired Tumblebird Contrails, Rachmaninoff's Third Symphony, April 24th and 25th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
If you're getting close to retirement, or maybe you're just thinking about retirement more in general, you're probably thinking about when can you retire? Will you have enough money to live on? You know, we all have retirement questions that, let's be honest, they're overwhelming and just can stress us out. But Steve Aul can help answer those questions so that you'll feel more confident about this next phase of your life. Check out his show, The Aul Financial Hour, Saturday mornings at 10 and Sunday evenings at 6. Here on KMOX.
Our annual Customer Appreciation Days are back. Save 10 to 20% on your garden and landscape needs on April 24th through 25th. Visit ChesterfieldValleyNursery.com for more details. KMOX will be live on site Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS 323. Janelle hanging out with us. Dave Murray coming up in the next segment. I found this to be a disturbing and fascinating sentence in my show prep. Meta will begin tracking the mouse movements, clicks, and keystrokes of all American employees to generate training data for future AI agents. Everything about that's weird. Like, I don't want someone tracking every mouse movement and every click and everything. And if your excuse is, oh, it's because we're using this for training, okay. Unless your excuse is, oh, we're using this to train AI agents who will take your job.
Oh, they just announced they're slashing 10% of their workforce, by the way. Meta just did about a couple hours ago. So that's cool. If you work at a corporation in the United States, they're already tracking what you're doing on your computer.
And they're already trying to figure out how to get rid of you.
Yeah, so it's like, that's just how it goes.
Isn't that sad? No one, well, I know a couple of exceptions. But for the most part, it feels that in corporate America, no one is spending a lot of time wringing their hands on how do we keep Kevin Wheeler? It's how can we do this without Kevin Wheeler?
Because of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because ultimately
it's cheaper.
They don't value our labor because they don't value the products they're putting out. It's all about just duping people into taking as little as possible for as much money as possible.
Period.
Like, can you name a company where it's like, no, we are committed to quality above all else? Those brands just don't really exist these days. Everyone's just cutting corners and trying to maximize profits. And I get it. That's what capitalism is, right? Like, that's the name of the game, making as much money as possible over time. But it does result in the quality of the product getting worse and worse instead of better and better.
Man, I'm trying to think of examples. It's hard.
Name one product that's gotten better in the
I was going to say
past
better,
10 years.
not, I know Arizona Iced Tea hasn't raised their prices
maybe
any.
Chick-fil-A?
Better?
Like, it's super high quality, and they pay their people more than other places do in the industry when they probably don't have to.
And you know what Chick-fil-A does? you are only allowed to own one franchise.
Yeah, right.
You can't own 30.
That's
and
right.
You can't let them all go
That's right.
to heck.
That's
you
right.
know, you have to focus on that one franchise that you own.
There's that. So maybe, I mean, like, I'm sure there are others, but the point is, it took us that long to get to one that maybe fits it. That seems to at least fit some of those criteria, where the quality of the product and the way you take care of employees, at least in terms of pay, I can't speak to anything else, but they all do. I don't see any place else in any business that's a chain where your consistency is the same with them.
Luke says Patagonia.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've
not
never used it.
familiar enough with the
Costco's
brand
a
to
good one.
speak
Joel
on
threw that
it.
one out there.
But isn't it terrible that a group of grown, smart people are really stretching to think of an American company that has improved and taken care of their employees? That's sad.
I mean, I'm sure they do some of the same things we're talking about, right? Like, if we could get rid of this, that we would. But they at least aren't diminishing the quality of the product that they're selling to us. But some of the places, like, think of all the shrinkflation.
Yeah.
Where you're getting the same price for a smaller package, and yet, you're reducing quality there. Even if it's the same product, it's less of it for the same amount of money.
Maybe sports is about it, where they keep some teams.
Yeah.
Try to raise the quality of their product. Other teams don't care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a statement all by itself, just the fact that it's hard to list a lot of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have a couple of good topics, but I think these are saving for Dave Murray topics.
Oh.
No.
We got to get Dave to weigh in on this.
Yeah, he's listening right now. I'm sure he's listening right now. I'll tell you guys about Bethesda. Every time I talk about Bethesda, it's very special to me and always will be because of my mom. Duh, right? I mean, that's where she spent the last 5 months of her life. That's where I took care of her. That's where I started doing hospice stuff because of the way the hospice people of Bethesda took care of my mom. Felt I needed to honor her and pay that forward, which I've done for about a year and a half now. I know the people of Bethesda. I know the CEO. Michelle is probably my closest person over there. She's been with Bethesda for 31 years. She's a wonderful human being with a really big heart and a lot of knowledge about assisted living and skilled nursing care and independent living. And Bethesda Health offers all of those. We're a nonprofit, so we're just talking about this on the show. It's not all about the money. It's all about taking care of people. If I ever vouch for a company, it's Bethesda. If you are facing that for yourself or for an elderly loved one, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, let Michelle or another really nice person from Bethesda who has a lot of knowledge help you out. Go to BethesdaHealth.org, click on the Contact Us button, complete the form, and a team member will get back with you right away.
If you have been in a car accident in the past and have settled your case, I may have some good news. Some unethical lawyers have people known as runners who come directly to your hospital room or home and solicit your case. It's a disbarable offense. Anyone that would hire these scumbags needs to have their heads examined. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Now for the good news. If this happened to you, we will sue these lowlifes and fight to get all your fees back. And then look and see if these bottom feeders also malpracticed your case and sue them for that too. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Visit forthepeople.com for a free consultation or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. If someone does this to you, call the Bar Association and report them. Let's fight these bums. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Your ride home just got a lot less of this and a lot more of this.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going, a swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field, and it's a gunner.
Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, Bernie Miklasz. 3 voices, 1 hour, all Cardinals. The Redbird Rush Hour delivers.
Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building community with Busey Bank. Beyond the game.
The Redbird Rush Hour, weeknights at 5 on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we've had a serious crash on eastbound Highway 64 at Highway 270 for several hours now. Starting to see some movement. See a flatbed tow truck there and I saw an emergency vehicle move through that scene. So that's the good news. The bad news is that a stretch of the highway is still completely shut down. Drivers are being diverted off onto Highway 270. Eastbound on Highway 64 backs up to nearly 141. So we're seeing extra volume southbound on Highway 270 as well as northbound on Highway 270 ramping through that stretch there as the highway shut down. And also seeing extra volume on 141 now as folks are bailing out early to avoid any of those delays eastbound on Highway 64 between 141 and Highway 270. So it's busy on southbound 270 now between Ladue all the way down through about Doherty Ferry. We have a crash reported, and it's over on the right side, westbound on Manchester Road, just west of Highway 270 at the DePere exit. So use some caution as you're coming around the bend there and getting off from DePere Road onto westbound Manchester Road. Out of the city, you're on the brakes now, starting at Hampton, headed out to McCausland, southbound 170, and that's on westbound 64, southbound 170. You've got a pocket of volume. That left lane is heavy between the Parkway and Highway 64. Out west, westbound 64, busy passing the Lake St. Louis exits. I'm Frank Ladd on the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy for Team Renner here, America's oldest family-owned garage door company serving both wholesale and retail markets. Free repair or replacement quotes and $100 off a new garage door.
RENNER. What matters to you matters to us. That's why Busey Bank takes the time to understand your goals and build solutions that fit your story. From everyday banking to long-term planning, our team is here to help you navigate every stage with care and expertise. We're more than a bank. We're your neighbor, your advisor, and your advocate. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
Presented by Worldwide Technology, the BizDash 5K is back. Produced by the St. Louis Sports Commission, a high-energy corporate race in St. Louis's healthiest happy hour. Thursday, May 7th at Energizer Park. Register your team at stlbizdash.com.
Hey, Missouri, it's game time. Start betting like a pro with the world's largest sportsbook at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high limits, player-friendly pricing, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie at circusports.com. The action starts now, Missouri. Experience the difference with Circus Sports. Bet like a pro.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX. Happy Thursday. Wish I would have put together this song list, but it's all rage. Really good. It's Rachel
Thanks.
doing Dave music.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow like the general vibe of what we've been trying to do lately.
Oh, that's Dave. I'm like, what's that sound? there's noises. There's a rumbling going on. Yeah. How are things out west?
All is well.
Good.
All is well.
Good to hear. Dogs are good. Janice is good. Everyone's good.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think we've touched on this, but Janice spent about 3 hours with a new cardiologist.
Okay.
About the falling and stuff that's been going on. And he said, you know what? Your brain MRIs are all fine. Your blood test is all fine. Your general health is fine. Here's what you need to do. I'm pretty sure, because she was having severe drops of blood pressure, low blood pressure. He goes, I want you to drink, starting right away for like the next 2 weeks, 2 liters of water a day. Water, Nothing else. You can put electrolytes in there if you want, but water. Orange juice doesn't count. Coffee doesn't count. All water. He said that's going to feed your cells. It's going to feed everything. And you know what? We've been doing it for about a week. The difference has been out of this world.
Wow.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So just something to consider. Up your, of course, and I'm talking mainly to Dave here, is that you start doing that and it's like the nonstop run to the bathroom because it rockets through you. It's like.
I actually did it. I'm famous for saying, I can't remember the last time I drank water, and I was being completely real. And then last Friday when I did my gig, the guys in my band said, start drinking a ton of water Thursday. Because you can't hydrate your vocal cords by contacting it with water.
Oh, no. Yeah, it takes days.
Yeah. And Thursday, I was every 20 minutes I was peeing.
Yeah.
But it felt good because I felt,
It felt good.
That's true for general like handling heat. So in the summertime when it gets to 100, if you wait till you're like, I'm going to be going out today, it's too late. You got to do it days in advance.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Hopefully will be consistent.
That's great.
I mean, it's something. And I've upped my water. I'm a pretty good water drinker, but I've upped mine too. Feeling a little bit better.
That's good. That's great. Anyone ever heard of the Cinderella rule?
Is that an NCAA tournament thing?
There's a new term making the rounds called the Cinderella rule. It's establishing a cutoff time for bedtime fun starting at night. So you can get to sleep before you risk turning into a pumpkin.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Just do the thing. Why do we have to make a cute little title for everything? Just go to bed. I have an idea.
Have a
Go to
routine,
bed.
right? Have a routine.
What's the bedtime stuff?
Fun time.
Yeah, well, I know what that, but doesn't
wait.
Don't you have fun and then you're usually
That's like
tired.
makes you go to
Usually,
sleep.
Boom.
Yeah. But if you don't want to start the fun time
Speaking
too
like
late,
a guy.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure men have a cutoff.
I was gonna say it's like,
honey, it's 11:18.
So most of you will be
It's
fine
2
at
p.m.
11:59.
Right.
It's 2 p.m. I'm going to sleep. I'm sorry.
Right.
Most of you can start at 11:59. Then you'll be all right.
And still have a sandwich.
Still have 30 seconds to fall asleep.
Good night.
30 seconds. Come on.
You're like, but honey, I'll turn into a pumpkin. Oh, it's over. Okay. Which generation is this that's doing all the
social media because they need a title for their
Got to name
TikToks.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
It's
you
like
can't
all
just
the
put
weather stuff.
Yeah, you can't put a title card on your TikTok that just says "Go to bed."
Yeah, good point.
Right.
Yeah.
It really is all just about making content.
Yep.
Interesting. One more factoid: horses cannot throw up. Like I've always heard those things like pigs can't look at the sky or whatever.
Yeah.
Like horses' bodies are literally not built to throw up.
Lucky them.
How about that?
No, I think it's actually really bad for them.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that would be like a huge problem because if they ingested any kind of like something toxic to them or poisonous,
It's got to be surgery.
they'd just die.
Can giraffes?
Do they do what dogs and stuff do?
I don't know. That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Like, are horses the only ones that can't?
I don't know.
Can they do what?
No, it's like I was asking, like, do horses do what dogs? Like, dogs are some of them are just dumb and they eat things. Well, socks and things like that. Do horses do that?
I think so, just because they don't have a concept of this is toxic to me, right?
Maybe they do it with plants or something.
Yeah, plants, or
yeah.
maybe if they, I don't know, leave out a big chocolate bunny for a horse or something. I don't know. I don't know how they get stuff toxic to them. I know it's toxic to a horse.
Because usually they're in like a dog is just roaming your house. Usually a horse is going to be in the stable.
Yeah, I grew up. My very first job ever when I was about 12 was grooming horses and shoveling horse crap. And I was terrified of horses. And I wasn't terrified of horses going in.
Really?
Once I dealt with them, I'm like, you're just a magnificent giant beast.
Yeah, they're a little scary.
amazing.
They're enormous, and they can kill you by kicking you, and they can kick you just for no with no warning and for no
just
reason.
They can't throw up.
Just because they can't throw up. Like I'm a little
sneak up on them.
I like horses, but I'm a little nervous around them too.
They know when it's pumpkin time.
Is that going to be the new euphemism? It's pumpkin time.
Pumpkin time's bad though.
That's right.
Pumpkin
That's
times
right.
mean
Right.
fun times are over.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Then that means it's happened already.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well,
no frost on the pumpkin.
That's the declaration made now.
That's right.
Screams that out.
To go back to that, do you have to back time? Do you have to say, Okay, midnight is the cutoff point, so we have to get started.
Yes. So as I
At
said,
11:59
11:59 is fine.
Nothing sexier than doing the math.
I'm just picturing like someone's marriage is hanging by an absolute thread. They're already not being intimate, and then it's like, "Hey, you want to tonight?" No. It's past pumpkin time. People are going to get divorced because of this.
It's past
That's just going to be a
time.
bridge too far for a lot of folks.
Because it'd be like, all right, Cinderella, and then the names will come down.
Right. If the shoe fits. I may just have to go see if one of the wicked stepsisters thinks it's pumpkin time. You leave my sister out of this.
That's right.
That would be couch time instead of
I've
pumpkin
always
time.
known you were after my sister. So, Dave, has the weather changed much the last couple days? The forecast?
No, not at all. We're fine this evening if you have any plans. Showers, spot thunderstorms after midnight, but it's almost towards morning. Tomorrow, kind of an unsettled day, springtime unsettled day with scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms. It's not a severe weather outbreak, but there will be some thunderstorms around on Friday, some with heavy downpours of rain, 78. I think those showers get out of the picture very quickly Friday evening. So I think we're in good shape for the bulk of any evening plans. 54 for the overnight low. Saturday is spectacular. Sunny and nice, 76. Sunday, partly sunny, windy, 75 degrees. Next wave of showers and thunderstorms will come in Sunday night and into Monday. It's not going to rain all day on Monday. I think we have something first thing in the morning, then a big break, and then something trying to redevelop in the afternoon on Monday. It's that batch, the Monday afternoon into Monday evening, that could be strong to severe. Just depends on timing mechanisms. And the focus right now is St. Louis east into Illinois. It's a long way off. We'll be fine-tuning that. We'll fine-tune that a little bit tomorrow.
Okay. You guys want a terrible story about the state of modern times? I wouldn't know this if I didn't do a radio show. I'd just be old and happy. You know this guy, the Lux Maxer Clavicular, whatever. He came out today. They're calling him the Bonnie Blue because he is going to have a contest with 500 models. And guess what the winner gets?
To be his girlfriend?
Diseases.
Impregnated. That is the contest. This is like one of the most famous people of this generation.
Where's his parents?
I don't know.
He's even like 19. Where are his parents?
I don't know how old he is.
Pumpkin time can't come fast.
Yeah.
No kidding.
He doesn't have enough pumpkin time in him for 500.
That whole little world is incredibly strange and weird.
I wouldn't worry too much about this.
Yeah, best
This shan't
to
be
just-
this shan't be happening, and it's best not to worry about it anyway.
You know, you make a good point.
Yeah, this isn't going to happen.
yeah.
So this is like a 20-year-old kid who is popular with 13-year-old kids, and he goes online and there's a whole element of the streaming online world, which is on the websites that allow for things that the main website, Twitch, does not. It allows for I don't know. There's just less regulations, less rules. You can do whatever you want on there. And there's like just a certain subset of people who will just go on there and just say and do whatever. And then it makes the 13-year-olds react however the 13-year-olds react. And then weirdly, so the mainstream media has kind of latched on to this one kid, this clavicular.
To represent a whole.
Well, they just kind of like found out about him. There's a billion guys exactly like him on these sites like Kick and Rumble and whatever. And the mainstream media just kind of like found this one kid and like caught hold of him. And now that's why we have to hear about him all the time because they're like, this is a very, very strange and confusing thing. And it's like, yeah, it is very strange and confusing because it's for like 13-year-olds from what is absolutely going to be remembered as the single worst generation in the history of time because these kids are in school with the worst attention spans ever because their brains are completely rotted by short form video content. And we keep hearing this from teachers, how these kids can't pay attention to anything except a 10-second clip of clavicular going like, I'm going to impregnate a model or whatever. And they don't even know what those words mean. They just sit there and consume it. And it does nothing for them. And it ruins their brain. And these people are going to run the country someday.
I saw, this is totally related to this, but it maybe takes some of the onus off of the learning problems off of like kids and families, because I saw an education expert. Guy's a former teacher, but he's gone on to do other things. He was, I want to say, testifying in front of Congress, pointing out that ever since we went to screens in schools, and he said it doesn't matter what it is, laptop, regular computer, when we started doing that, all of our learning measurements dropped. He said the science shows, and he's just talking about what his research shows, but not just his, but all the research, that is not the most effective way to learn, even if it's in a controlled classroom setting, that you still need books and words and, things like that to actually learn things. And that we're messing it up as a generations. We're messing this up by bringing screens into schools.
I used to do a bit I was really proud of where I would say, if you brought the people back, the founding fathers back, they would be terrified of blenders and, whatever. But if you took them to a classroom, they'd be right at home because we're still doing it the same way in books and desks. And I was making fun of it. Like, we need to evolve. We need to start using technology. And now we have. And not great. Not great. All right. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
You got it.
So one approach I've been taking with Mosby Building Arts, and it's just very honest. And I was a little afraid that they might get a little salty and say, hey, stop saying that. But they haven't. They're really cool. They know it's true as well. They are not the cheapest option for remodeling. But there's a reason for that. It's because they do something different than the cheapy guys. Look, there are cheapy things everywhere. Cheapy drum sets, cheapy motorcycles, cheapy guitars, just things that I'm used to buying. And you get what you pay for. Now, maybe you don't need a $5,000 drum set. I don't. But that's not what Mosby does. They're not in that market for people with more money than they know what to do with. They're in the market for normies like you and me who want a really great remodeling job on any room in the house or outdoors. They want someone who's going to tell them the truth. They want someone who's going to stand by their word and stand by their quote. And when things go sideways, they're going to call it against themselves and make sure they protect the customer. That's what Mosby does. 314-909-1800 or call Mosby.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This report brought to you by I3 Broadband. At last update, I said I saw some movement there in that crash eastbound on Highway 64 approaching Highway 270. I was correct. All lanes are back open now. All lanes back open eastbound Highway 64 at Highway 270. Still seeing a pocket of volume back towards 141. Still seeing extra volume on southbound 141. Make your way down to Manchester Road, all the way down to Highway 44, southbound 270. You've got your normal heavier pockets now between Ladue and Doherty Ferry. Still dealing with that crash westbound on Manchester Road, just west of I-270. It's over on the right shoulder, right at the end of the entrance ramp from DePere Road. Westbound on Highway 64, you're on the brakes now between the Science Center and McCausland in pockets. Headed eastbound to the Metro East, not seeing any delays now. Eastbound on Highway 64 through downtown St. Louis. We do have reports of a little bit of volume and possibly a crash westbound on Highway 5564 on the Poplar Street Bridge headed towards downtown. Spring is here. Time to toss out the dusty treadmill and your laggy cable internet. Upgrade to 100% in-home fiber from i3 Broadband. Plus, we're springing forward with our longest price guarantees ever on gig speed internet services. No data caps, just pure speed. Visit i3broadband.com/radio to start your spring off right. I'm Frank Ladd on the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Get ready to laugh out loud, St. Louis. The outrageous Broadway hit Spamalot is riding into the fabulous Fox Theater May 5th through the 17th. From the twisted minds of Monty Python, this Tony Award-winning musical brings you killer rabbits, dancing knights, and non-stop hilarity. It's the legend of King Arthur like you've never seen it before. More information can be found at KMOX.com/events.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgaier of Fira Capital Management for Your Retirement Highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Here in St. Louis, we take pride in supporting our health and our community. That's why more and more families are turning to Neovitin multivitamins, created by a local physician and made right here in the U.S. using the highest quality domestic and international ingredients. With formulas for men, women, and adults 50 plus, Neovitin helps keep St. Louis families energized, supported, and ready for life. Find Neovitin at your local Dierbergs, Schnucks, and online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me, 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
For all station contest rules, go to KMOX.com/rules.
Welcome back, DGS. A few minutes shy of 4 p.m. Rachel, what do you got?
I have an interesting story here. This is something that's going on over in the UK, but I thought it'd be fun for us to dissect. There's a leisure center group. They own a bunch of gyms. It's called GLL, and they had to get a music license in order to play certain music in their exercise classes and stuff. Well, GLL says the cost of its music license was set to increase significantly. So they are scrapping it, and it's expected to save them about €1 million a year. Significant savings. But in these exercise classes, they're now using cover songs. So they'll play a Rihanna song, but it's not Rihanna. And they've replaced the bass line with just a generic backbeat type thing. And people who are attending the exercise classes are saying, it makes me not want to come to the class. Mm-hmm. It's really distracting. Even though it's the same song, you've removed all of the humanity from it, and I can't connect with it anymore. And then the teachers at these gyms are saying, I can't do the same class. The song is different. It's not as emotive and as human as it used to be. And now I have to kind of start from scratch and do my routine over again. And I just thought that was so interesting, because even though this isn't technically AI music, it's kind of a step removed, right? Yeah. It's like a generic cover of something and it's something you know well, and you're expecting it to be a certain way, but instead you're getting the knockoff version of it. Mm-hmm. And we as humans, we hear that and we go, yeah, something just isn't right. It's just not right. Mm-hmm. And people are unable to adjust to this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember the first time I heard the phrase uncanny valley, and I had just seen Polar Express, and I was like, oh, I get it. Yeah. I felt so weird watching that movie. And now we're just kind of living it, right?
Yeah.
All over the place.
What do you guys think that if they asked their customers, hey, if we charged each of you an extra $1 to make sure we cover this, would be okay with that, to have the real thing instead of the knockoff? Do you think people would go for that? If it's a big nationwide thing, they've got to have 1 million customers or close to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I would rather maybe pay $1 more per month if I'm going to 10 exercise classes a month to hear the real Rihanna song. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they just maybe they just don't want to pay for it, period.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it seems like.
Kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the show. Just not caring about the product.
Let's just give you a worse product and hope you don't notice.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chanel. Appreciate it. Tell you guys about BioBalance Health, Dr. Maupin, Dr. Rachel Sullivan. As you know, I'm just in love with everyone there. They're absolutely cool. I love going there. I really, really do. I like everyone. It's beautiful. It's a med spa. It's got a great vibe. Everyone's there for the same thing, right? If when I go sit in the waiting room at BioBalance Skin,
I'm not embarrassed because anyone coming in there is there for Botox or fillers or chemical peels or whatever. When I'm across the parking lot at BioBalance Health for my pellets, everyone's there for the same reason. You know, here comes Caroline. She's my nurse. She's put in my pellets for the last 7 years. Hey, Dave, how you doing? She went to KU. How's Phoebe? Blah, 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 that kind of stuff. What I'm trying to say is it's very pleasant. It's very professional. It's got a great ambiance. Whether it's the pellets that just make you feel good all over, helps in the bedroom, in the boardroom, you know, the gym, or BioBalance Skin just makes you look younger and feel better about yourself. It just does. It works. It's great. For all things mopping, go to biobalancehealth.com.
If you need a garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of your choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Enter now at overheaddoorstlouis.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorstlouis.com.
Do you ever feel like people are mumbling more than they used to? Or maybe conversations at restaurants and family gatherings have gotten harder to follow? If this sounds familiar, it might be time to learn more about your hearing. That's why we're inviting you to a special lunch and learn at the Audiology Center. This event is on April 29th for various time slots. It's a relaxed and friendly gathering where our certified audiologists will talk about hearing and hearing loss, answer your questions, and share how today's hearing aids can help you connect with the moments that matter most. Hearing loss often happens slowly, and many people don't realize how much they're missing. It's important to know how untreated hearing loss can negatively affect you in the long term. It's a no-pressure event, just good conversation and good information, and lunch is on us. Seats are limited, so please call 636-441-7470 to reserve your spot for our free lunch and learn at the Audiology Center on April 29th. Take the first step towards hearing more clearly.